We're live now.
Oh, we're live now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Oh,
All right, 44.
all right. Outer Haven.
Assemble! Dun, 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 dun. We're back. Outer Haven's back. Today, give you another stream, people. One Piece chapter 883.
Anyways, so yeah, we're discussing chapter 883. We didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. We're all pretty busy. So we're gonna be doing it today. We'll probably have more people joining us from the Discord, and I threw the link in there if anyone wants to join us. But we're gonna be discussing the new chapter that came out Friday. First of all, I guess what would you guys think of it, rating wise?
Oh, Nikki, you go first.
All right. I'll honestly, it's almost a 10 to me because I just loved it. It's kind of like it finally did what I wanted it to do. It's just like a chapter just about the fight between Luffy and Katakuri, which was good. But my issue with it is, it's looking like somehow Luffy might be able to, like, you know, do this. There's some way it seems he might be able to win this fight, which is this is why I can't give it a 10. It's like an 8.5 for me at this moment, just because.
You know what we discussed?
Like, if it's a possibility you could injure Katakuri, I'm fine with that. But if
you know what we discussed?
Yeah, I know. Last week, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you guys discuss last week?
Oh yeah, Wednesday. Yeah, it's true. It's oh no, Wednesday is my bad. Yeah, Wednesday. We discussed about, like, actually no, you go 44. Sorry.
Yeah, we're talking about Haki, and it shifted to about Katakuri.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that, and then people were saying like, well, Gear 4 like couldn't finish Doflamingo, and I said, yeah, that's true, but the current Gear 4 is not the Gear 4 of the past.
Yeah.
Because Zoro said in Water 7 that every time they like
fight, they get stronger after every battle.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, yeah, maybe there's a way to defeat him, especially if he's like powering up every fight, especially if he keeps like eating and regenerating, and it's kind of like this Zenkai boost effect that Goku had.
Right. Now, if by chance the Katakuri falls, like a legit fall, like a pure skill, how do you guys feel?
I don't know. Literally just, I would that would be it for me. Until Jinbei and Reiju die, I won't be like, I'll take like, I'll probably won't read. I don't know, man. I don't know how. I'll be pissed off. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, I can say for certain. I'll be so pissed off.
I guess for me it's different because I like Katakuri and his character and the way he fits the story and the arc and his family much more now, since he's shown to be probably the biggest flawed guy all over the place. Especially since he got hyped so much as he did, and he is so strong as he is. And I don't know, I feel like this fits the way One Piece works.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, would that be acceptable to you if that, like, Katakuri legit loses this fight?
I don't know, like, if he really legit loses a 1v1 to Luffy, it's kind of a tough decision for Oda to not make Big Mom go down this arc, you know? And since that would make the story bad if Big Mom would go down this arc, I kind of feel like it would be a little bit of a problem if Luffy completely defeats Katakuri.
Because I feel like if he takes down just two young commanders back to back in one arc, and especially if this one's a fair fight, like, I that would lower my expectations of Big Mom and somewhat of all the other Yonkos.
Exactly, and they should tag team the whole rest of the crew now, since they already did so much damage, you know?
Right.
Like, if really Katakuri goes down, the Big Mom pirates are vulnerable as fuck.
I mean, we have like massive hype about Katakuri. Well, he's like representative of the Big Mom pirates, but is he really the right hand man of Big Mom?
I thought it was stated. I could be. No, actually, it wasn't. Was it? No.
It was just stated that by Brule that his strength
Yeah.
is bigger.
I was gonna say
I
they kind of
personally-
all hyped his strength up like completely.
Yeah. I don't know. I personally am on the train that Perro Sparrow has a more important position in the family.
Real quick, Dome Hammer said Katakuri defeat would be based off of his own actions versus Luffy. So like whatever he fucks up on versus whatever Luffy does to him. Which I guess, I mean, to an extent, like, I mean, this is kind of going a little bit ahead, but like, what do you guys think of the whole fact that Luffy finally hit him now, and then he says that you have a weakness?
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that part. But the issue for me is it's foreshadowing, like we were just mentioning, that he could actually lose the fight, which is ridiculous. Look, Katakuri should not lose.
Like, what do you guys think that weakness is? The only thing I can think of personally would just be the if he gets like angered, if he gets like emotionally swayed, like Big Bomb, that he loses his cool, and so he can't concentrate his hockey as much.
I don't know. That's one possibility. I feel like there is a second possibility which would fit the story, and that would be like, you know, guys, how Luffy has to dodge twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Someone who doesn't know, I'm willing to explain. I guess no one.
You can just explain anyway. Explain.
Yeah, okay, like Luffy, like Katakuri tries to attack Luffy. Luffy dodges. Katakuri foresees, which is with his future foresight, where Luffy is gonna dodge and is gonna punch there. That's what I mean with Luffy has to dodge twice, if he's actually dodging Katakuri.
Mm-hmm.
So what I personally think Luffy realized now is if he turns the second dodge into an offensive attack, that's the moment where Katakuri is changing the future, therefore not able to see the future, and therefore vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very small window, very small time frame. This would mean Katakuri has the power to see the future all the time, except for this small frame, which would make him more overpowered than what I gave him.
So do we think that like if another supernova fought like Katakuri, do you think that Luffy has like this kind of Goku type battle genius where like he finds things that others can't find, and that's why like others, like for example Kid was fighting Katakuri, like he wouldn't find his weakness?
Pretty obvious, yes.
I don't know. It's hard to tell though, because it's like I've never seen Kid properly fight.
I'll say like X-Ray Kid, Yurush, that we haven't really seen like what their type of fight.
Wait,
I think Law would be the opposite of Luffy, where he doesn't really he thinks too much. I feel like than he does.
Yeah.
Where Luffy does more than he thinks.
But
yeah, Luffy's more like
sorry, go ahead.
Reflexes. Yeah, so Luffy's more like reflexes, like he's got fighting instinct. But like, for example, a good comparison would be someone like Law. Like I think Law, personally, I think he'd figure out like a way around his observation.
No, but like you have to take into account, Luffy is a battle genius. Luffy within battle always finds a way to keep on growing on his opponent, and like take what he did against Enel initially. He turned off his mind. This guy turned off his mind and kept on punching, so that observation haki won't work anymore. And that's without knowing what observation haki is. So I would personally say we have no comparison to the other supernova, but Luffy definitely exposes weaknesses with ease.
But I feel like so does Law though. Law like
yeah, but he doesn't have the strength though. He said it even like that he lacked the strength to fight like Luffy does.
I don't know what I'm saying is would actually be able. Sorry,
like I was gonna say the only difference, the difference between Law and Luffy is obviously Luffy's. Yeah, I agree. He's a fighting genius, but I think Law's a lot smarter when it comes to fights.
Yeah, so that's why like Law would prepare a tactic, which doesn't mean that Law would figure out that for example, Sir Crocodile is weak against water.
But that wouldn't. But that's kind of. I get what you're saying, but that's kind of different now because of Haki. So that wouldn't like necessarily matter anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
But the thing with Law is, it's like the one time we saw him lose his composure is like when he fought Dolphy and he did everything. Like once he gave him the gamma knife, it's like everyone else like we knew it wasn't over, but it's like if you give someone such a devastating attack and they still come back, that's like there's no way to plan for that. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but when he fought against Smoker, he was like he knew what he was doing, and I honestly thought like I didn't. Okay, obviously Smoker gets a lot of a bad rap in One Piece for obvious reasons, but the way he fought against Smoker, which wasn't like he went all out either. He still beat him with like mid diff basically. So it shows to me like once he figures out your vulnerability and with his like literally his OP fruit, he could find a way around certain like his observation hard somehow.
See, I'm not even sure if when he hit how was the guy with the Dressrosa called? Damn it, Treble. I'm not even sure if Treble was a lucky punch. I think he didn't figure out how Treble worked up until he actually hit him finally with a lucky punch.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Yeah.
So that's the one time we saw him actually needing to have this analyzing thing, which he didn't have.
No, but that's in a different context though. That's not like he fought Treble the whole time and he figured like that's
he lived with Treble. He lived with Treble over years.
But you wouldn't be he lived with him over years, but he didn't exactly have to fight him. He didn't need to know about his devil fruit necessarily.
Like Treble and Law.
Wait, Treble was Treble and Law were pretty. They were fighting together a lot of times.
Then they trained together, remember? Because he said that the executives each trained Law.
Yeah, so I guess it should have been even easier for Law to see how his devil fruit works. But I mean, Treble is a weird example because Treble was able to go through under a door, which is not possible.
Yeah, it's really weird, like the way his fruit works. So that's the thing. So that's a weird example, and I agree. It was definitely a lucky shot by Law when he used the sword and stuff. But at the same time, it's like Luffy gets way more time with certain characters fighting one-on-one to figure out their weaknesses. Like for example, this whole fight of Katakuri, they've been fighting for like how many chapters now? So it's like I think if Law got the same kind of time with Treble, you'd figure it out as well.
But Law got even more time with Treble. That's what I'm saying. Not on a 1v1 though.
But
you're right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
you're
studying with him. Yeah. So like on a 1v1,
would Law withstand the time to actually be able to understand?
I think so. I think he's out of the roof, to be honest. So yeah, it's not better than Luffy's, of course, but it's still pretty good.
I don't know. Like I feel like Law would have a even tougher time against Katakuri, especially because all he can do is slice him up and teleport away. Slice him up, teleport away. But that's matchup.
Yes. It depends because obviously he can control everything within like it would be weird because obviously Katakuri's awakened so he can control the environment, but so can Law with his OP no me. So it's kind of it'd be a weird fight. I have to say that much.
I mean, I guess I have to say in Sabaody when we actually got to compare those characters, they fought all three as well as the other one did. So like they were nothing behind each other.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah.
So maybe yes, but I don't know. Like Luffy is a different kind of genius. That's what I'm trying to say. Luffy is a genius in fighting, which doesn't mean that Law's genius does apply to that too.
It's not just that he's talented and that he has strength. I think it's also the fact that his devil fruit is different, so he's able to eat, recuperate, and get stronger. Like I don't think, especially this arc, it's very advantageous for him. Yeah. So the fact that Big Mom is his first Yonko is, I guess, a great help for him to advance his strength. He's probably still quite lower than Katakuri, but I guess to fill that gap, you just need a good strategy. And then I mean, if Katakuri goes down, because Nikki, you said you were going to be frustrated, but I don't think if it's not a full brawl, right? If it's not like a full-on like Luchi type of fight, and he goes down with the tactics and some other things, then it's not that Luffy won just on strength, you know. Maybe he just got lucky. I mean, I'm talking in the future, of course, but so it's not that he surpassed Katakuri or something, you know, if he wins.
Yeah, I know what I mean. Just as a side note, it's not only Luffy's devil fruit that allows him to eat so much. He even has this Rokushiki technique in which he can digest very quickly his food.
Yeah, you talking about the one that Kaminari had.
Yeah, exactly that
Kaminari.
one. Luffy even brought it to the next level by using the power of milk.
But just to like, obviously, just to answer like the question, we'll start off this conversation about what do we think Katakuri's weaknesses. Like you're like the will of these one, yours is actually really that's a really good idea. I have to agree on that. That makes a lot of sense. But mine was a bit like it was much more simple. Really like what's the word? Essentially, anytime he shows his teeth, he's so self-conscious about it, he can't concentrate. So essentially, he'd be like prone to be attacked and stuff because that's the only time I've ever seen him get attacked was when his teeth was out.
So what about if he actually, because he covered his teeth before being hit by Luffy, you know that, right?
Yeah, no, but he was like still like what's the word? He was still shocked that everyone saw his teeth, frustrated. Yeah. Essentially. Yeah. So he had to like try and gain his composure back.
Yeah, that's what Chris said initially, I guess.
Yeah.
And how Nikki is trying to reword it so he gets.
Oh no, sorry, DJ.
Yeah, that's good.
Chris is right. Chris is right.
There's even a third idea which I heard, and which would be, you know how he was lying there eating. His mouth was full of saliva around.
Right.
I heard people say Luffy was able to connect because of the water on Katakuri's face.
Oh, that would be kind of funny.
Which doesn't make as much sense because he covered his mouth with his scar. I guess he swiped it off even in this time. I don't know.
I feel like this is going to turn into another troll fight. Like obviously Luffy's gonna have to come out on top just because story wise, but I just feel like it's gonna be such a troll way. Like I'm not saying like he's gonna like beat him. I'm just saying like he could escape or something along those lines where like he in a sense wins. Like it just almost has to happen. I don't think like I don't know. It'd be weird if like he got captured again and then like I don't know. That'd be kind of weird to me.
I mean, Katakuri has to have a reason to leave if he wins.
Right.
Wait, sorry to interrupt, but is the will of D like?
Yeah, your mic's not messed up. I didn't say anything because
yeah, your mic's going to be Mr. Roboto.
Yeah.
Is it what my mic is messed up?
It's like a little bit staggy.
Yeah, you sound like robotic a bit.
Oh, let me see if I can switch to my notebook.
Yeah, I mean,
is it any better like this before I switch?
Wait, what? No, you're still kind of the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what would you guys give the chapter? What did I say? Sorry, the chapter cover. Like, what do you guys think of it?
Oh, the cover is
video.
Yeah, I really like it.
You mean when Ideo attacks those people?
Yeah, they're just like raiding pirate ships.
I have no good interpretation for it. What do you think happened?
Your mic's still kind of the same, just F5.
Yeah. So what if I said that I rate the front page higher than the chapter?
I mean, it was a pretty good front page. I liked the fact that like, you see like all those like crew members. Like I forgot what his name is. The kicker, the long leg kicker in the background. You see him, and then you see Abdul and I forgot what the other guy's name is.
Blue Leg Gilly, right?
Yeah, Blue Leg Gilly is the kicker. Yeah. What's up, Zodiac? No, I just thought it was really cool. Like, I still think that like, obviously that this is gonna eventually bridge the gap for Wano for when these people show up in Wano to help. Like I think it'll make he's trying to make it where like it's not asphalt, like they don't all know we're all together. Like, I'm assuming that they're gonna slowly make their way to the last members. I think the most interesting one to me is probably gonna be Leo's, solely because the whole man cherry and them going to the reverie to see if we get anything of that, like before we get to the reverie.
Yeah, that'd be quite interesting actually. Yeah.
But I guess
I forgot about the. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, I forgot about the tontadas.
You monster. But going into the chapter, like, what do you guys just think of the opening portions of it? The fact that we see Luffy get completely destroyed again.
I was so hyped. Because it's like he almost did, like, you know, like every evil villain's like, now I'm going to kill you, hero. But then they give him a chance to like get their do their special move or something. But then Katakuri is like, nope, I ain't letting you go, Gear 4. Hell no. And I was like, yes.
But it's also like something like the other guys don't really know what he's doing. But Katakuri, like, he has an idea. He knows it's Gear 4.
I felt like the full control over his like awakening. Like he's using his fingers and like he's completely dominating Luffy.
Oh yeah.
Like that's kind of how I imagine that hero villain should be. Like where he's not really even like physically fighting him anymore. It's just like he doesn't need to. And the fact that like he turns the mirror world into Mochi is pretty cool.
Yeah, his awakening can be argued that his awakening is better than Doflamingo's, but
yeah, I mean, from what we see, for like the most part, the fact like the stickiness, I think was really cool. Just the fact that like Luffy literally couldn't get out of it, and like if that was any other character, for the most part, like they would have drowned and suffocated to death.
Exactly.
True.
I'm trying to think. What else? I guess did you guys just think of with the whole Marinda aspect, like the whole tea time thing that he has set up every single day at the exact same time?
It's weird that he says that sugar is the wellspring of strength, which is not true at all. It's like carbs and protein.
It reminded me of my guy for some reason when I heard that from him when I was reading it.
He's probably fooling himself. He's probably like, well, you know, I gotta eat sugar if I want to be strong.
Yeah. I just like the little master. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it made me think like, because essentially all his traits were so not like Big Mom, like, you know what I mean? Like at least some of the family members, I could see some of them like, oh, they're a bit crazy, like the little kids wanted to kill people easily and stuff like that. And it was like, so I was thinking Katakuri's like the only person who weirdly doesn't have any traits like Big Mom. Oh, but this one I was like, oh, okay. This is where like there's a bit of his mom in that, basically.
Mochi requires a lot of sugar, so it might be true for his case.
Yeah. I mean, with the whole what Nikki said, I think it comes back to that whole the apple doesn't fall far from the tree aspect of like, even though he was trying to be presumptuous and stuff like that, and like be a different outside look, and everyone's like, oh yeah, he's the hero, like he's the best of all of us because he doesn't do what everyone else does. Nope. As soon as I saw that house, the little shrine, like I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then literally as soon as we get that fucking part, bro, where he's just eating the donuts, that shit had me dying.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Like, imagine all those people who like that's their favorite character, and now it's down the drain. I did like it a lot more.
No,
though,
but after, yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I have to admit, I actually like that part a lot, though. I thought it was just because this arc there hasn't been many jokes, to be honest, and this was actually the one that I was like, back to traditional One Piece kind of stuff, like there's some weird trait, even
I just love the little like thought bubbles about the always gallant, never lays on his back, always looks up, like, you know, up and stuff, or looks down and all that shit, and then like you see his face like stunned. I just thought it was really cool because like it is that like type of world where like those are like the majority of like cool One Piece characters. They have like the funny side to them, and they're not like so serious all the time. And, exactly. That's one of my favorite like little panels of the entire like arc so far is that fucking picture where it's always gallant. He looks shocked that people are.
Yeah, that's the best panel.
It always reminds me of like when Luffy was eating at the bar, and then like next to Smoker with Usopp and stuff like that, and there's like food, like rubbing their forks and spoons together, and as soon as he sees Smoker, he panics. That's what it reminded me of. I thought it was funny as fuck.
Yeah. And another part that made me laugh is when Luffy's like running, like he's after just eating the mochi and he just runs it off.
Yeah.
Digest the food and on the shelves. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They're like, how does this happen? You burned the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, this was one of the better chapters in the arc for me, just because I like the whole irony of it. Of like, this is supposed to be like the top tier character of the crew. He's supposed to have this badass personality and blah blah blah. And then you just see him talking how he's like, yeah, eating donuts while lying down forbidden sinful delicious donuts. So, I'm wondering if Luffy's gonna like steal his food from him or not, though. That's the one thing. Like, if that's gonna be one of his portions of his weakness, is literally Luffy eating it in front of him or some shit like that to piss him off. But it does seem like throughout the arc,
that's possible.
It seems like throughout the arc so far, like all the Big Mom pirates, like their downfall has been their emotions. Like, look at Cracker. Like, as soon as he was pissed off, like, look what happened to him. And then you see with Katakuri, he gets hit when he gets pissed off and agitated. And then Big Mom, her whole thing was based off her emotions with the picture. So like, I don't know if that's like a big thing for like them specifically, or what the hell it's about.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I think but it's kind of like I don't know. Yeah, it is true. But I don't know, because I still think even with the emotions part, Katakuri should not lose. Like, I have no problem with Luffy somehow finding a way to escape because he has to. But at the same time, Katakuri just losing a fight, like, it's too much.
Do you guys think that Katakuri is gonna get stronger if Luffy says that his mouth is torn?
Yeah, so someone typed that. I saw Dome type that. And like, I don't know, that's like one of those things where like he'll probably get stronger, maybe like enraged, but at the same time, like there comes weaknesses with that, with like the no thinking aspect of it. Like, he's not gonna be, in the thoughtful process of like, okay, what should I do? Blah blah blah. Like, I don't know. It reminds me of Cracker. Like, as soon as Cracker got pissed off, he literally lost his cool and self-attacked instead of sending his Cracker soldiers, his biscuit soldiers.
I mean, is he stronger if he's angry, or is he weaker? Because we did see like some kind of armament, like block type.
Mochi. Which, what the fuck was that about? Like, because I didn't, like, we'll have to wait for the Viz translation, but didn't say something specifically about like what the fuck was it? It was something like, oh, you don't know what like armament can do, or something along those lines. I forget what the fuck he said.
Yeah, he said
the manga stream translation says this is a new type of armament.
Right. And so now again, do you guys think that's more so a upgrade, like kind of like his observation, or what do you guys think that the fuck's that's about?
I think definitely upgrade, because the way it's like, essentially when they had the Haki clash and everything, it's like usually, like, obviously some person's Haki would usually be like stronger, but it's just the way that Luffy reacted with his hands, like, it hurts. So I feel like, yeah, it's definitely an upgrade of some sort, because like essentially like it's kind of like Gear 4 where it's just packing Haki on Haki kind of thing.
Right.
That's what it seemed to me.
Yeah. To me, again,
I don't know. I would say he just made this form because this is physically a more stable form and a stronger form, and then he hardened it up. Because the Jaimini box version just says, my Haki is much stronger than yours.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things where it's probably going to be the gay ones we wait for the Viz to tell us on Monday or whatever day we end up getting it. That'll probably tell us. Like, I'm not gonna, though, if it is a new type of like armament, that'd be so sick. Because again, the whole Shanks, man, Shanks, Zoro, Sanji, like people that don't use Delve Roots, like it's gonna make them that much better.
True. That's why the part of me is like, why isn't Sanji fighting Katakuri? Like,
stop it.
I know. Okay, fine. Not by himself, but with Luffy, it would be nice, bro.
Like, I don't know, more like I would accept that if he fought with them, because like, okay, that would increase his chances to an extent, but like, I don't know. I like, honestly, if this was ever an arc for like Sanji to have like a good fight against someone that he could technically, in a sense, counter or be a good matchup against, it would be these people, because they're food. Like, he could use knives, he could do this and that. You know what I mean? Like, he would be able to like have no restraint. So I don't know. I don't know why Oda doesn't do that now. He's fucking making a cake.
I told you,
Yes.
Oda. It's obvious.
Yeah.
Oda hates Sanji. Like he hates his own creation. He's like like the Frankenstein.
I think he just likes to troll people that like characters. Because look at Katakuri. As soon as people were like super hyped for him, like he trolled the shit out of his personality.
But it's still like I don't know. I think it's still like he's. It's just this guy has his own like meal time, so it's not that bad. It's not like if he
It's
turned
not.
out
It's
he.
not the mealtime. It's just the fact that bro, like this dude is like this is how people are gonna see it, or how like they should see it. Is okay. Like everything that's said about him is now false. Anything that's said about him is the opposite, probably. Like because of everything that was shown on that like like the little page, all the panels of him like eating, like they even showed that Oda was specifically mentioning that like okay, people saw him as this, and this, and he's the complete opposite. So I
Yeah,
don't know. That's how I see
yeah.
it. It's like it completely like wrecked his fucking like fan base. I think. Like, I don't know.
I don't know though. 'Cause I think like it because he put such a facade up that everything we do see is obviously you're right. It's not him, but like he does. That's the only part he shows to people though. The other stuff is just for himself. Like that's what he hides it from everybody.
Guys, don't you agree that from the moment on where we got the sentence that there is this crazy ass powerful dude who is this overpowered and everyone hypes him so much up, especially the last chapter, don't you feel like this was obviously going to happen?
I mean, to an extent, yeah. Like there have been characters like, for instance, Crocodile, bro, who was like this personality who didn't turn out to be like crazy, like the opposite of what he was. And then same with like Mr. Wand, and there's some other people in the series like that. So like I kind of saw him more as that personality, but at the same time, like there were some foreshadowing, so like him just slowly being in Big Mom's crew. But I don't know.
Is my mic better, anyways?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a bit
it's better. Yeah.
Okay.
But
What's up,
yeah.
fellas?
Oh, what's up?
Hey.
How'd you like the chapter, man?
Probably 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Oh yeah,
Anything
I
that
didn't rate the chapter.
What would you give?
I was gonna give it an 8.
Okay. Anything that you guys would have wanted to see in the chapter that like stopped you from giving it a 10?
Yes.
I already mentioned mine, so yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think
I wanna
I think we
full on like Gear 4 and like real brawl. I mean the comedy made it better, but yeah, that's my reason.
Okay, so I actually have a theory about that armament hockey you guys are talking about. So I think that Luffy has this is my brother's theory about this new form of Gear 4. It's the Fire Tank Man. So I guess it's like Gear 4, but covered in fire on his body. And what's kind of cool is he says there are things that surpass armament hockey in the mainstream translation, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like he's emitting heat from his hands, because if you look at the panel after he punches Luffy's hands, Luffy's like blowing on his hands and they're like swollen.
Oh,
so it could be just because they're throbbing, or it could be because they're burning. I don't know.
If Luffy would punch a Haki wall, it would hurt him pretty bad.
For which one?
He's saying
if
that
Luffy would punch a Haki wall, like if Luffy punches someone with stronger Haki, it hurts him pretty bad, and he's not used to it hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think that he's blowing on his hands because they're throbbing, or?
Yeah, I think that's throbbing. That's why his hands, because like in anime, whenever they like their hands like big, like that, like bigger than normal, it's usually like it hurts basically.
They would even do boing, 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 bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller.
Like it's the whole throbbing aspect, but yeah, no, like that would be cool to see like the fire aspect of it, because I think that's gonna be a thing down the line. Like the Red Hawk, I don't think is gonna be the extent of his like fire techniques.
Yeah.
And then like,
and do you guys remember?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Do you guys? Do you guys remember the panel? The panel with the Wano, it was all a color spread, and it showed Luffy in Gear 4 and everyone else dressed up in the kimonos and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Luffy actually has flames around like his neck and stuff. Like it's usually steam that we see, but in that one it's actually red flames.
Yes.
So I didn't know if that was like foreshadowing anything.
Oh, I'm sure. Like Oda, especially the cover panels or the cover pages, I've noticed a lot more that we've been digging them up in the past and seeing like what shit they foreshadowed. And there's ones from like 100, 200 chapters ago that like foreshadowed the cake falling and shit like that. Yeah, no, like I'm for sure think that's gonna be a thing. And I remember like I was gonna mention is for Pirate Wars 3 when they were advertising it, the on the cover, like little pages on the back of it, for the description of it was gonna have a picture of Red Hawk Gatling. So basically Hawk Gatling is Red Hawk, and Oda asks the people to take it out of the game, which probably means that he was gonna save it for something. Because otherwise,
Uh-huh.
like,
Oh
you know,
shit!
take it away. So, and that would be a pretty damn powerful
He's
move.
gonna take what out of the game?
He took Red Hawk Gatling out of the game.
Nice.
So like, I
Wait.
could see that being a thing.
I don't.
Well, wait, he already did it in the manga though.
Yeah. Wait.
No, he didn't do Red Hawk Gatling yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, wait.
That's Hawk Gatling.
He's gonna do Red Hot Gatling. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's just Red
So,
Hawk with Gatling.
what was the difference? Because
The
Hawk
fire?
Gatling is just
One of his
armored
hands will be
Haki
on
on
fire.
Gatling.
Blowing
the
shit up.
fire, he did the fire thing against Luffy.
Not when he's going all fast and doing a bunch of punches at once.
Not the Gatling stars he means, yeah.
Like not the whipping
Yeah.
a rubber band with not like a weight on the end of a rubber band whipping back and forth. Like that's what he's doing. Gatling guns. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Like when he beat Lucci, basically.
I'll put a picture of it in the.
Well, it's
chat.
not gonna be both hands. I bet you $50. If it is, I'll give you $50. But
Wait, I'm gonna look it up because
Yeah, so.
I seem to remember Hawk Gatling, the Red Hawk Gatling.
I bet you it's like blowing up like a
That's the picture.
explosion each
That's
time
the
his one
picture in
fist
the
hits.
chat right there. The one I posted on there.
Okay, let me check it out.
That was the one that they took out of the game. Like it was gonna be a fully functional like ultimate in the game, and this was during
Wow.
the Dofi fight, and then they took it out.
Oh, I see.
Wow. I don't think I've seen that.
That's the only time Oda's ever asked for him. Like they had other like non-canon moves in the game too. So like it wasn't like it was like okay, it's non-canon, so we take it out. It was specifically something that they probably thought of, that Oda thought of at the same time, and then he wanted to save for later. Because
You think
that
we'll
was
see that with Katakuri?
Is it-
you
is
probably
it-
like it could be because before like they like had Gear 4 in the game and shit like that. Like they were thinking of ways to take down Dofi, and that was going to be the ultimate move to take down Dofi was Red Hawk Gatling, and instead they turned it into a Sabo and Luffy combo Red Hawk.
Oh yeah, just to point out, I think Dom Hammer makes a really good point. He says in the comments, perhaps Katakuri's intangibility this whole time was combining observation haki with his devil fruit, and block mochi is when he uses his armament haki, so he can't go intangible when
Right.
using block mochi. Which is actually, yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, no, that is, yeah. Because I remember Akainu, he like molted his way out of the hockey attacks. Like, he didn't get hurt by it from what we saw. He just like zoned around it basically.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we did. That's true. The show did.
For everyone else that joined, what did you guys think of the chapters? Assuming you're still here. Okay, still here?
Chatty?
Chai's muted.
Chatty's muted, yeah.
But yeah, and then I guess just going back to it, like, is for the new people that joined, how would you guys feel about Katakuri straight up losing? Like, no, like, you know, plot holes or anything like that. Like, no, like, okay, something happens where, of course, it makes him lose, but like, it's a straight up fight and he loses.
I already know what Billy Bob's gonna say.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I told you. Fucking me to say that.
Can you say
Luffy's
why though?
got-
Like,
Yeah, I feel like Luffy's gone. I agree with Heavens. Like every fight, Luffy gets a lot stronger. And like we saw Luffy since Cracker's fight, he just drank some milk and he regrew a tooth. So his stamina's not that low. He just ate a bunch of mochi, and Katakuri misses his mealtime that he has every single day. His body's going to be in a malnourished state, I believe. And he says like, oh, this sugar provides me energy. And he missed that now, like most of it at least. So
Oh yeah, that's true too.
But I mean, like, if you're just okay, I know he has it every day, but he's a first commander of a Yonko school. Like, even missing one mealtime, like, doesn't mean it's the end of the world. You should still be able to still fight at like a certain level. I know,
Well,
like, not like.
I know.
I also feel like if Luffy was not able to take out Katakuri at this point, then we're going to have a long way to go before he's like Yonko level.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we definitely have a long way to go, but it's just gonna be so much longer.
Yeah,
Yes.
like a lot longer, like years.
I mean, at the same time, like, I don't know, like, it's one of those things where, like, if they go to Wano, right, and like we have all those people that we assume are going to be there, and then some, like, I feel that would be almost too much for Kaido. If Luffy's on that first commander level, like where he can take down a first commander by
Well,
himself.
Do you guys remember the Madara versus the allied ninja army?
Yeah, when
he just ran through like an army of everybody. So I feel like that's what Kaido would do. It's 100 Beast Kaido, right?
Right.
Just like scream like, "What? I'm Kaido!" and like half the people would get knocked out.
But it's like I feel like if there's like a couple others from Renovers, like Law, Eustace, and then whoever else we have, like if they're all roughly on the same tier as each other and they're all first commander tiered, I feel that's too much.
Yeah.
I just feel like the only person that can really do something is Law, for some reason.
I mean, he is OP.
Nah, I think Kid, man. I think Kid's gonna be the star of that.
What do you mean? Why Kid? What can he do? Like cover him in metal? Just break out.
I mean, Kid is one of the most overpowered fruits in the series. If you think about, like, he's one of the 3 centrifugal forces of the universe in real life. Like, there's gravity, there's nuclear, and then there's electromagnetic.
And I'm gonna mention this right now. When a nigga loses an arm in One Piece, that means that they're the shit.
Yeah, look at Shanks, bro.
I'm just saying.
Master Z wasn't really the shit though. He was a G, but he wasn't like I don't know.
He was a G though.
He couldn't even use Haki though. Like, come on.
What do you mean? He was using Haki.
He was using Haki.
Was he?
Yeah.
What
why did he need the Sea Stone arm?
Because it was just helpful against Logias, he said.
Oh, come on. If you had Haki, you wouldn't need that shit. Come on. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh,
and he had like he got shot like so many times by Kizura too. I don't remember him like using Haki to block it.
And he's old, man. Let's
yeah, that's
that
true.
Shit. Whitebeard got shot loads of times as well. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, I guess so.
But also, yeah, just because Zed Rakion and just joined as well. So, what do you think on the chapter, Zed?
Hello?
Zed?
Yo.
Okay, Malik just joined and
Yo!
What's up?
What's your thoughts on chapters, guys?
Yeah, you're actually.
You said what's my thoughts?
Your thoughts.
Also,
particularly, I'm really excited to learn that you could advance in your Haki.
Armaments, yeah.
Yo, Yonko, you're having too high.
Hey, wait, everyone, hold on one sec. Someone's echoing.
All you guys are to me.
That's like
Yonko is echoing.
Like, you got the stream on going in the background?
Alright.
No, I'm gonna just mute myself. I think it is me though.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Just talk to me.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna just mute myself then when I'm gonna talk.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, yeah, it was Malik.
Okay, cool.
My bad.
No, you're good. What were you saying? Forgot. Fuck. What were you saying?
No, I was just asking the new people who join what's their opinions on the chapter, basically. Like,
Yo. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he said something about the new Haki, and I personally, like, I read the Japanese box translation, so I personally don't agree that we saw a new version of Haki.
No, read the manga stream.
I know, read the Japanese box.
Read my family.
In the last few weeks, Japanese box was much closer to the actual disc translation. Manga stream fucked up pretty often.
Hey, I'll take your word for that, but I don't know.
What, you don't know what?
Like he's always, agrees, but he doesn't agree. That's how Nick is.
Yeah, I agree to disagree.
Yeah,
that's how I do, man.
Can I ask you a question, guys?
Yeah, what's up?
What do you think is up with Katakuri? Like, why these things?
By his fame?
I think.
Yeah. Because I heard a very good theory. Go ahead.
I think his fangs may have this some. Maybe he's also a fishman. I don't know. We know no fishermen that have those type of teeth.
We know no fisherman with those teeth, but we know a ninja with those teeth.
But they usually have. But they use. I'm not saying that like we've. But we've known for fishermen that have those oddball teeth like that though.
Yeah, we know Nekomamushi who has those teeth.
It's not just.
His name is.
So are you guys trying to say he's a mink?
Whoa,
yeah, I'm trying to say that.
It's not
just, that could make sense. I'd never thought of that. I just assumed maybe he had some fishmen in him.
Like, the thing is, Nekomamushi fights with a trident, Katakuri fights with the dragon. They both have the exact same teeth, except for Nekomamushi has more of them.
So are you saying Nekomamushi is his father?
And they both are eating lying back on their back.
Yeah, but it's not just his teeth either. He has like a torn mouth. Like his mouth actually hangs out like a feet below his jaw.
You guys know like a frog? You know how frogs like grope their throats? That's what his mouth kind of looks like.
But Katakuri did that with his mochi devil fruit. You know that, right?
We've never seen a fishman with a jaw like that.
No, but he has no jaw like that because we have seen him later with a closed mouth. It's just his teeth sticking out. He has no big jaw. That was his devil fruit.
Oh yeah.
I think it was more of his devil fruit like acting out.
Yeah, he opened his mouth with his devil fruit.
That makes sense.
So maybe it's like maybe he has to wear that scarf around his mouth because if he doesn't wear it, like his mouth gropes open, like he can't control it. So maybe the scarf like stops it from doing that, I guess.
Wait, you're telling me the guy who can turn the upper ceiling into mochi cannot control his own mouth stickiness?
Hey, we all have faults, right?
Hey, come on, this guy has addiction.
I think it has something to do with why his mouth is torn.
Maybe like maybe when he first got his devil fruit, something happened, he couldn't control it, and his mouth started stretching to the point where he couldn't control it, and it ripped open.
I heard two things. Like maybe he was so glutton that Big Mom cut his mouth open so he can stuff more into it, or he ripped his mouth by trying to eat so much before he got the devil fruit, so now he doesn't need that anymore.
Yeah, either way, I feel like that's why he covers his face.
So what I got from this chapter, I feel like I got from the chapter that Katakuri is going to lose due to embarrassment and rash judgment now. Because all of a sudden, now that his mouth has been seen torn open, like, it's now like normally when Katakuri's been fighting Luffy, like, it's been Luffy going after Katakuri. Now Katakuri's jumped in the fight, rushing towards Luffy. I feel like that's going to be his downfall because he's so embarrassed of people seeing his mouth that way.
No, but Chris mentioned this earlier, though. If you like,
go ahead.
No, but yeah, Chris mentioned this earlier. It'd be too much of a repeat versus Cracker. Like, it would be exact same thing against how Cracker went down, which is true.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. That would be a repeat, but that's what I just got because it was like I could tell, because like even early in the fight, he said, I can't quote it exactly, but he did say something along the lines of like, when I fight an enemy, you remind me that I have to wait patiently, like to see like what they're gonna do or something. That way, like Katakuri seems like the guy that he doesn't go into the fight first. He usually lets his enemies attack first, which is how his future sight might work, and that's why it works the best to his advantage. But once he goes full charge into the fight, it doesn't work as effectively.
Yeah, you actually got me onto the idea. Like we talked about this before you came here. The idea which I had and we talked about in Discord previously would be that Luffy dodges twice because Katakuri attacks where he's dodging, right? So the idea would be that he changes up the second dodge with an attack. So what you said just now said with Katakuri going in the offense, which would make him an opening. That makes sense because if Katakuri does not attack first, he actually has like the possibility to see the future all the time. Whenever he attacks, he sees it once, then he changes it, and then he's like, I can't speak with this echo, sorry, this messes with me way too much. Oh my god!
I just muted him. Hey, just let me know if your mic's fixed, Malik. I just muted you.
It's hard.
Oh my god, bro, like, I missed my point now so completely heavily. I don't know what I said. Anyways, like, since the Katakuri has to go into the offense, I feel like this gives up an opening where Luffy has to just dodge once and then counterattack instead of dodging twice.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, so basically like a counter punching boxer.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Because we see from most observations, it goes usually 50-50, like with like you can attack and then dodge. But like I see what you're saying. It's like he's more of like a counter attacker where he has to wait.
Yeah.
And because he got enraged with his emotions, he
But
fought
you
first.
have to take into account that the premise would be that Katakuri cannot see the future while he's changing it. So if he saw something in the future and he reacts to that, that's the moment where he's weak.
Right. Which again goes back to the emotion things, which I think it seems to be the overall
But why emotion?
arc for this.
Why would that be emotion related? I don't get it.
Because if he's like what the fuck's the word? I can't think of it off the top of my head now.
Frustrated?
Like no, it's like if he's self-conscious of his teeth, then that part is what leads him to like losing his control over his Haki. Like again,
that's what I'm saying. I believe this is losing control over his Haki. I personally would say this is how it works. I would say he never has the ability to see the future while he's changing it, which would make sense because you're changing it currently.
Right, but that both falls back into what I was saying, which I'm saying like if he's enraged, right, which if he's normally like cool and collected, he waits for someone else to attack and then he does his attack.
Okay,
but if he's enraged, he's like, fuck this guy, I want to attack him. So he attacks first, which then screws up what you were saying about his like, you know, being a counterattacker. So if he isn't the one to counterattack, but the one to first initiate the fight, then he can't use that like method of his observation. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it comes back to like the whole emotion-based aspect of it. Is if he's enraged, basically he's being the first to attack. Which knowing Luffy will probably trigger him by saying stupid shit, and then that will like not go.
Now I get what you mean. Yeah, you're right. Because whenever he's waiting for an attack to happen, the one attacking would need to evade the counter attack Katakuri is giving, and then attack within this counter attack. So that's almost impossible, I guess.
Yeah.
Whenever Katakuri stays in his defense, he's almost invincible.
Yeah, I just oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Actually, no, you go, Chris.
I was just saying, I think it just falls back to the emotions of like the Big Mom children seem to all have that emotions where like if they're pissed off or if they're enraged, then they just lose their like common sense.
Okay. Well, yeah, this is what I was gonna ask, guys. I was like, okay, everyone in the stream, I just want to know who thinks Luffy can actually beat Katakuri now.
Me.
I was just about to ask that.
Wait. What do you mean with he can beat Katakuri? I think he's gonna defeat the Katakuri.
I was gonna ask your opinion on how this fight's gonna go.
Like, are you asking me whether Luffy is generally able or if he's doing it now?
Wait, who was talking on a low voice?
No. Oh, that was Dan D just said something.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, we can hear you a bit better. Yeah. What do you want to say?
I was just asking the same question as the guy before. It was just in a different way. I was just saying, at this point in time, how is the fight gonna go, Luffy and Katakuri? Like, and how's it gonna end up?
Oh, you mean how is he gonna win? How is Luffy gonna win?
I mean, do you think
yeah, he's asking our opinions on what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I was just asking the same question. Sorry.
That's what I was thinking. It's like the same thing you just asked.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I just think he's gonna like trigger Katakuri like with saying shit or doing shit, and that's gonna like get him a couple blows in. I don't want him to beat him directly, like as in like knock him out, but I do want him to beat him where he can escape.
I personally believe Luffy will at least knock him on his back once.
Do we have any fitness guys in here?
Why?
Because we all know that the way Luffy is gonna win is because he's bulking right now. He's
get out of here.
He's bulking. He's eating a lot. He
can't bulk, man.
While Katakuri is like going catabolic. He's like burning. He has no recovery.
And no sugar. No sugar.
No sugar.
Wait, let me just say this quickly. Hey, Malik, I muted you, so unmute yourself. Your mic's working.
Or if you just want to talk.
Yeah, if you want to talk either. Yeah.
Sorry. Something came up. Sorry.
You're good.
Sorry. What was the conversation? Can you just refill me in real quick? Sorry, I had to deal with something.
All right. Basically, Dan D just asked.
Say it again.
Nice.
Dan D just asked. Yeah, you're echoing again, man.
All right, yeah, my bad. I'm muting myself.
All right.
Yeah, so last time I repeat this, Dandy just asked, like, what's our opinions of what's gonna happen,
What?
basically, to simplify it.
So what's going to happen in the next chapter?
No, what's gonna happen with Luffy versus Katakuri? Like, what's our opinions of what's gonna happen?
Did you say Rob Lucci versus Katakuri?
No, Katakuri.
Nigga,
Luffy.
what?
Luffy, Katakuri.
Luffy versus Katakuri, yeah. What's our
Yeah,
opinions?
I think
my
it's
bad. I don't know why I heard Rob Lucci. My personal opinion, I think this is my pan on for like. I feel like next chapter we're gonna get some extent of what happened with the blow with Luffy. We're gonna get some panels of that. We're gonna shift back to Coco. Is it Coco or Chocolate Island? And we're gonna get some like the finishing touches on the cake. We'll probably get a scene of Big Mom destroying that Peanut Island. Probably come back to the end of the chapter at like maybe I don't think the next chapter Luffy's gonna explain it, but I do think the next chapter after that Luffy's gonna explain his weakness. My personal ideas on it. I think his weakness is like it's embarrassment, and like I think it's embarrassment and just rash judgment. But I don't know what Luffy saw. I don't know what you guys think about what Luffy thought, but my thought was it was embarrassment. But I don't know. Also, I think it might have to do something with since maybe since Katakuri mastered the basic techniques of Haki, and so now he has this block mochi, which is clearly advanced category of armament Haki. Maybe his future sight and the armament Haki and the observation future Haki can't work at the same time, which is why he was probably scared of Gear 4th, because when Gear 4th comes, he knows he's going to have to use block mochi to ward off or fight Gear 4th. So now that Luffy is in Gear 4th, he can't use his future sight as much because he knows that the damage that he can sustain from Gear 4th is great, so he has to sacrifice his future Haki.
Wait, why do you think Block Mochi is a advanced? Like, I hate how Industry mistranslated this shit.
I remind off a Kiss manga. If it is a mistranslation, somebody fill me in on that later. But until like that gets confirmed, right now I just think that Block Mochi. I feel like there's. I've always said it that I feel like you can master Haki, and I feel like Katakuri may have mastered the basic level of Haki, and Block Mochi is another level or an advanced step of armament Haki. He said it himself. He said there's things that surpass even armament, which means he's doing something that advances his Haki. I don't know what that is.
That's what Manga Stream said, or Kiss Manga. Jaimini's box said, "My Haki is stronger than yours."
Well, which one would be more official?
Yeah,
or
which
more
one's
reliable?
right?
Yeah, which one's right?
Well, we just
No
have to
one until you know what Wiz says. Nothing.
Yeah, so Monday, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then my thing is, if Kiss Manga's right, then I do believe that Katakuri mastered the basic levels of Haki, and this is a master, a step up from a basic Haki. If what you said is correct, then maybe I don't know, I don't know, maybe you could do something with your Haki that just makes it more powerful. But I don't know how you would explain that, because you see, like his arm completely changed a shape. It went from like a normal arm to being like squared or rectangled, which is why I think it's an advanced form of Haki. But I don't know.
Couldn't it just be that he turned his shape into square, because the square is a better?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he did something with the devil fruit. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's doing the same thing as Luffy's doing in Gear 4, where he's combining the Haki with the devil fruit itself.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's any advanced version of Haki.
But the reason I disagree with you,
maybe it's a more condensed or stronger version of Haki. Like maybe it's not an advanced, but like you could change the density or the force of your punches by like changing the shape.
Let me read out Jamini's books to you guys, because apparently no one reads from there. I've got the upper hand in color of armament too. That's what he says. And that's what Manga Stream translates into. This is a new version of armament.
Alright, I got. The only thing we can do is wait till Monday when the official translation comes out.
So it's pretty much up in the air until Monday.
Yeah. So the only thing I'll disagree with though, Will of D, is the fact that we've seen them clash before, and it's only with that's why I have to agree with Malik that I think personally at the moment until we see Monday there is advanced level of armament, because like they've clashed before, and even though what's his face, Katakuri's punches were even bigger, it's never affected Luffy that much if he wasn't shaking his hand before.
Yeah. Because maybe, like, I personally agree that he probably cannot use his observation haki to all its limit once he's using armament. But I don't think that's because this armament is an advanced version. I just think he's not good enough in armament to be using it this much and still seeing the future, if it's that what you're saying.
It might have.
Like, I can agree this much, but for the rest, I don't.
It might have something to do with armament. I also think it has.
Your mic is really low.
Yeah.
If you can put your mic up, yeah, so we can hear you.
Is this better? Is that better?
A bit better.
A little bit?
Yeah.
The previous one was better. When you asked the first time if it was better, it was better.
This better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was saying, I think it might have something to do with armament, but honestly, so one day we can't be 100% for sure. But
Yeah.
Because it's a condensed form of his mochi, and if you look up what mochi is in real life, that's what it's a way more condensed form. That has to do with how it hurt Luffy.
Yeah. Does anyone of you agree? Sorry if I'm switching the topic, but does anyone of you agree with what Joyboy said? That it doesn't make as much sense that Katakuri actually waited already 40 minutes, but does not finish Luffy off. Because if it would have been that, like, they said, now it's snack time, and then
Did you guys hear that?
what he did this chapter, it would make more sense. But since he already missed 40 minutes of his snack time, why wouldn't he finish this vision, watch if Luffy really suffocates, and then go?
Well, I think Luffy was making it hard for him, to be honest. So he just wanted to just leave and eat as quickly as possible. So.
But that's what I'm saying. Since he waited 40 minutes already, why wouldn't you wait 2 minutes more if the sentence you said was, "I'm not gonna underestimate you"?
No, but
it's
like
probably that same craving how Big Mom has. You know how she don't want to wait. Give me the Krokran bush.
Yeah.
Give me the Simla right now. That's probably how it is.
But he waited 40 minutes already with no problem, apparently.
But the thing is as well, like, you gotta think, like, not many people can survive getting suffocated like that, though. Like, that's the one time I know most people, it's kind of stupid how they underestimate people in One Piece sometimes. But there I can understand, it's like, he literally put loads of mochi on the guy. Like, how is he really gonna get out of that?
He couldn't wait for 30 seconds?
Yep.
Like, no. I guess not.
He could have waited. He should have waited until he saw Luffy's hand no longer moving.
He could sense if he's alive, right?
Yeah, he should be able to sense that shit.
Hold on. Yo, Malik.
Yes.
Are you? Do you have your computer on as well?
No, I just turned it on. I'm in my room. This phone echoes, so I'm just muting myself. My bad. I gotta remember that.
Do you have headphones?
Huh?
Do you have headphones?
I have a white pair, but they're super low.
But if you use headphones, you won't echo anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to use them, but they're super low. Hold on.
Alright, you just try to see what happens. But yeah, okay.
So no one agrees with the fact that probably Oda shouldn't have made Katakuri already waited 40 minutes?
I think it's okay, to be honest. I'm not too, yeah.
Because if the craving was so bad, why didn't he crave 35 minutes ago?
Well, he was fighting, right?
He was fighting, yeah, and then it wasn't like Luffy was making it easy for him either. So.
Yeah. He wanted to kill him and go eat.
But he didn't.
That's probably why he was getting stressed out.
Who's to say 35 minutes ago wasn't when they were chasing them and Big Mom got
It was probably. It was, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This 1 minute more, and you would have finished him. Luffy would have been done for.
It's just villains, you know, like writing villains. I mean, it's never perfect.
But that's what I'm saying. It looks more like plot armor this way. it's as if he would have like just said, "Now it's snack time. I need to go."
Yeah.
Oh, but I still think when you put loads of mochi on someone to suffocate them, that's like, and it's like he's probably done this before to other people and haven't got out of it before. So why would he think Luffy would? So
Luffy is a rubber guy. He should have expected that he was able to eat a lot.
No, but that's you can not really though.
He himself can open his mouth pretty big. He should know that Luffy can do the same thing, since he said they have the same devil fruit, almost.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I all I'm saying is that this one's understandable for me. Like why, like he just left them. To me, that's just what I'm saying.
I see what you mean. It is kind of understandable. I'm just saying it would make more sense if it wouldn't have been 40 minutes, but time up exactly at that moment, you know? Or 1 minute, or 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, not 40 minutes.
That's fair enough, but I think that makes a good point though. Like you don't know how long the time's been, to be honest, has passed, because so much stuff's happened before they even got into the mirror world itself. So
yeah. So we earlier, I mean, the topic earlier went a little bit under the table. The whole thing with Katakuri being a half mink. What do you think?
I don't think so.
I think that's a really good. That's a really good.
What? Being what?
A half mink.
Oh.
Where's the fur?
Yeah, where's the fur?
Maybe
wait,
it's look
at Jack, look at Denninger. They didn't show any signs of fishmen before they went into fishman mode, or we saw their teeth. Same for Katakuri. Since you saw his teeth, you know he is not human. But that's it.
But so Jack, when we saw his teeth, we didn't know either. It's when we saw him breathing at the bottom of the ocean that we knew.
But we saw his teeth only when he was breathing at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, so the point is, it's because he's breathing. He's just sitting there, just like, oh, somebody come get me. Anyone else is just dead.
See, but that's I personally, when I saw the teeth and he was drowning, I already knew he was a fishman. And then later on, there was the confirmation that he was actually not drowning, but just waiting for them. That's how I see it.
Nikki, you saw what I sent you, right?
Yeah, I saw what you sent me, yeah.
I'm heading out for a bit with her, so we'll be back. I see it.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Arrivederci.
All right, man.
But also, I was gonna say, I'm still annoyed that people think that Katakuri can lose, though. This doesn't I know he's got a weakness now, but that still shouldn't be enough.
I'm still annoyed that Oda is writing the story.
I would rather him not.
Wait, what's Dan saying? Sorry, Dan, say it.
I would rather him not lose outright, like get washed. I would rather not happen, honestly. I'd rather Luffy, like someone said earlier, beat him like once, knock him down on his back, but escape. I don't want him to beat him outright.
That's true. I gotta agree with that, man. Like I think Will of D the one who said that knock him on his back, right?
Yeah.
At least. Yeah. Which I agree with. But I think Luffy should escape straight after that. Like he was never gonna, to me, he should never be able to win this fight, but he should make Katakuri think like he's not like invincible essentially.
Yeah. I mean, since you said invincible, I read this crazy theory about Katakuri. I mean, we all know his body got turned into mochi, right? So that's why on base form, you cannot cut him, you cannot punch him, nothing.
Yeah.
Who, Katakuri?
Yeah.
Well, Luffy never used Haki to hit him, right? Until that punch to his face? Okay.
Once. That's a big problem. He used Hawk Gatling once, and he faced through him. I personally believe that was a Jet Gatling and a mistake in the manga, but that's my opinion.
He used Hawk Gatling against Katakuri?
Yeah, on the ship, before they entered, like after the Red Hawk, he used Hawk Gatling and faced through Katakuri.
What the heck? No, I thought he wasn't on fire. Let me check again.
It's 877.
877.
I thought it was I thought he did like the Hawk rifle and like or something. And
No, it literally says Hawk Gatling. I know it because I have a very big problem with this scene. Because I personally believe too that Katakuri is weak to Haki, and he blocked every single other Haki attack. Except for that one. Hawk Gatling.
Oh,
but don't you think it could be like actually no, you go down, sorry.
No, with that I heard someone talk about it and they explained it really well. And they were basically saying
in the chat. Sorry,
what?
Go ahead. I posted in the chat. Go ahead.
Haki can hit the devil fruits, right? You know, like the people, but they still hit them, but they still retain some of their form, correct?
Yeah, but look at the image I posted in the YouTube chat right now, and then tell me what you said again, please.
But like that could be a mistranslation or something like that, because I don't see any fire.
It's not because this is Viz.
I don't see any fire though.
Meaning, no, Hawk Gatling is not Red Hawk Gatling.
And what's the difference? Oh, the Hawk is just in gear second?
Yeah, Jet Gatling. Yeah. I don't know what the difference is between Jet and Hawk Gatling, actually.
Red Hawk, it should be. That's a mistranslation, I think.
No, he hasn't done Red Hawk Gatling.
Yeah.
Yeah, never.
Oh, Billy Bob! No, I'm joking.
I think Gatling is a normal attack of his.
Yo,
it's the Gatling version.
We call that clickbait.
It's Jet Gatling. It's Jet Gatling plus armament Haki, right?
Yeah.
Gatling is Jet Gatling plus armament Haki.
And when Luffy's hand passed through, it wasn't armament. It was just his plain hand.
But that's what I'm saying. The text says Hawk Gatling, which implies he was using Haki, and he phases through.
No, that's just somebody that doesn't know how to translate.
No, I'm telling you, this is this translation.
Okay, let me check. 1 second.
All right. Also, Willa D, don't you think it could be the same thing? Like, you know, when Marco and Vista attacked the Kainu, but Kainu just like Haki users. He's still in his form, but it's like didn't do much to them.
Yeah, about that scene, I personally believe Lodias, if their armament Haki is stronger, they keep their intangibility. That's what I deduce from that scene.
Well,
so yeah,
when
so
I first read this.
Yeah, so don't you think like Luffy's attack was just too weak? So essentially didn't really do much, yeah.
It could be. But still, every other Haki attack was actively blocked by Katakuri, so that one still messes a little bit with the whole thing. Why did he need to attack every single other one? I guess there would have been one that was weak enough too. Like, how did he know this one was weak? It doesn't make too much sense to me.
See, on this other site, it does say Hawk Gatling as well. That's weird, but I don't see any fire.
No, Hawk Gatling is not supposed to have fire. That's Red Hawk Gatling.
Yeah, well, when he says Red
what's
Hawk,
the difference?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Fire.
Yeah, what's Hawk though?
Gatling is normal.
Hawk is second gear.
Jet Gatling is gear second. Hawk Gatling is gear second with armament Haki, and Red Hawk is fire armament Haki and gear second.
But if Hawk Gatling, if he's using Haki, he punched right through him and nothing happened.
That's what I'm saying. That's the big problem with this scene.
That's why I made the point about Akainu, like when Vista and Marco attacked the Akainu, but it didn't really have an effect because Akainu's Haki was just much stronger than theirs.
I personally agree with both of you guys. I'm just making I'm just holding the discussion on, like.
That makes sense. No,
but like, it's still like this one is the dark. How you say it? The dark duck, the black duck. Can you say that in English? I don't know. Like the black sheep.
Okay.
It sticks out.
The thing is, when you on the same page, on the same chapter, when you scroll down, after he says Hawk Gatling, it shows where Katakuri actually moves to the side and catches one of his arms while he's doing this, and his hand is not covered in black; it's just white.
Catch these arms.
Wait, but he doesn't. It doesn't say Hawk Gatling at that point.
Yeah, but it's like he was doing hot Gatling, then the next thing we see, Luffy's arm is extended and it's passing through his arm, and then he counters it with Katakuri counters with the left arm.
But that's like 3 pages later.
But that's the next time we see him, right?
Yeah, but it could be that he just didn't use any hacking.
But like, why was his arm extended that far if he wasn't trying to do that?
Luffy still after this scene punched Katakuri without Haki, so maybe he was going back to punch him without Haki, and Katakuri used that to make him stuck into himself.
You know what? Katakuri's power is really weird because originally he was set as a Logia. Everyone knows that. And then in the official or something like that, they changed it to special paramecia or something like that. So he's actually, I thought about this before. He's not a Logia, right? So when he makes like multiple legs and kicks Luffy, what if somebody cut off one of those legs with Haki? Does that mean his leg is gone?
No, because he's producing this mochi. This is not his actual leg.
I'm saying, so it's like, what's the difference between him and a Logia? I don't understand if he can produce it like that.
Yeah, he can do Logia feats, he can produce it, he can turn his main body into it, but he's even more OP. Now we're coming back to the theory I read online, which started this whole thing, in which this theory is saying since his body was turned completely into mochi, he's technically invulnerable, like almost invincible. So Katakuri actually chooses to be punched by hardening himself up, which was what would be another explanation. Like every time Katakuri punches, he needs to harden himself up because mochi itself would not allow him to punch. That's the moment where you need to punch him.
Man, this stuff sounds ridiculous to me. I don't know about you guys.
No, because
this guy allows himself. Like,
think about it.
Makes sense.
Think about it. Like, mochi itself is like hot cheese. How could you ever make a punch? You would still always go around the object you just hit because you're semi-fluid.
Yeah, but Luffy's like rubber.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It can stretch, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just weird.
It's just, well...
To me, it makes sense that Katakuri could be that his base form is that much intangible that he wouldn't be able to hit or something.
I just thought it was because Luffy wasn't using Haki when he punched through him.
But that's why I'm bringing up the one scene where he obviously did, unless we know that they made a mistake. But we have to wait for the volume for that.
Yeah, I guess so.
And
I want to ask you guys a question. So Katakuri is obviously going into this fight. Katakuri's observation Haki was supposed to be like this big next level thing that he's gonna have an edge over Luffy. You guys think that it's still gonna be that way, or it's just gonna get tossed aside?
Okay,
that's
now
what it should still be, because that's what I'm saying. Katakuri shouldn't lose. Like, he's got too much stuff going for him, even with the weakness.
See, that's what I'm saying. If Luffy really figured out the weakness that on Katakuri's future foresight, then maybe not.
Okay, now here's a theory from me to you guys. I hope you guys can listen to me well.
Yeah, you sound good. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. What I think is what's happening right now with Katakuri and Luffy is that Katakuri, I think he cannot predict an unpredictable person, because I think he assumes and he sees different movements from people, thinking that that's normally what people do. Like, let me give you an example of like Katakuri burying Luffy with his mochi. I think for other person, I think he believes that the person will die by all that mochi covering him up, but he did not expect Luffy to eat that mochi. So I think like Katakuri's like inability to not like predict Luffy's movement. Yes.
But why was this kick more unpredictable than anything else Luffy has done?
Yeah, that's the question.
I thought it was just because when he turns up his offense, his foresight takes a little bit of a back burner. So like when he puts on that block mochi and he actually starts putting all of his effort into like trying to kill Luffy, he can't predict the future as much. That's just what I thought.
So this was the actual first counterattack of Luffy's. Instant counterattack.
It was the first one with him using the block mochi, so I thought it's just because he's focusing more on his devil fruit and his armament Haki that his foresight takes less precedent in his mind.
Yeah, I agree with Billy Bob on that. That makes
Those are
sense.
basically the three possibilities, yes.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's why I love One Piece, you know. You could
Yes,
sit
true.
here arguing 3 hours about 18 pages, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just want to mention this. If Katakuri loses this fight, this is definitely the worst arc in One Piece. Like to me, it's already the worst.
No, come on, man. You're such a
I'm
hater,
being
Nikki.
serious. I'm being serious.
The worst
You
arc.
need to reread this arc once it's done.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Yeah,
It's really good. Like the
Yeah,
online
it's actually really good.
community hypes up your expectations in the wrong way. That's why you're disappointed.
I've rewritten. Nah, dude, come on, man. Like when you start hearing about the Vinsmokes, and you start hearing about like all these other people, like Capone to me wasn't that bad, but the Vinsmokes, Judge.
All right, that was bad.
Judge is a bitch. That's what I'm saying. We should have expected Judge as a scientist not to be badass, since he says his children are his biggest creation. So we should have expected him to not be on the level of his children, not even close.
But
I did because when we saw him, the old the tales, the stories that they would tell of the Marine fighting the Germa 66 and stuff. It's like if you're fighting all the way back then, if you worked with Vegapunk all the way back then, you must be somebody special if you're not in the hands of the government.
Special, yes, because he's very intelligent and he's a scientist, but which doesn't mean he needs to be a badass fighter.
Who's protecting him?
No,
he's protecting
a
himself.
Fighter. He's a badass fighter. His problem was that he didn't expect betrayal.
But guys, you know that the German was 66 days on a kingdom, and then they lost. Since then, they were traveling around, and they only gained power since he created his children. You know? That's how I got their history. So by that logic, Judge never was strong and never was anything until his children were able to protect him.
Well,
he was strong.
They had a heritage, didn't they?
No, he's strong. He's strong.
He was 66 days, and then he lost again.
But did he need to cry?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Like, no. Actually, wait. I disagree about the crying. It's the part him saying "save me." Too much. If you cry,
I hate the part where he says. I hate the part where he says, "Don't trust pirates," but he was willing to trust Big Man.
I hated the part where he's just like, "How could you? My dreams, everything I worked for, Big Mom."
And before he was saying like, "There is no honor amongst thieves."
Yeah, it's like you were doing the exact same thing to her. What did you expect?
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, how can this guy be intelligent when he says things and then he just goes behind and he doesn't disagree, does the opposite after? So
he's getting old. He's getting old.
Nah, man.
No.
Yes, man.
You know how very intelligent people sometimes are not social at all. And
They're
they
not
don't
socially.
they don't get social things like how people do act with each other and what to do, what not to do.
I mean, he seemed pretty social with those women and that booze, though.
But he could be blind, you know, like.
No, he was pretty out. He did seem like the party type, though. I mean,
all I'm saying is like if you go into the Yonko territory, there's always a chance. So you have to have a backup plan. He didn't have a backup plan at all. Like there was theories about the clone army was gonna invade and stuff.
That's the worst part.
Nothing at all.
That's totally the worst part, that he had no backup plan.
I have a question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think Ichiji or Niji did anything to Judge before or after the fight when they took out all the soldiers?
Like molest?
I still think he's knocked out, man.
Well, because it's the only time they've been free, so to say, you know. And do you think they resent him? Like, which one's the lead brother? Is it Niji?
Ichiji.
They love him too much.
I mean,
they don't have love. They have.
It's in their programming.
They admire him too much. Then.
Yeah.
Well, they can't do anything against him. It's in their programming, right?
Mm.
I mean, have you seen how they reacted to Nami? All of them went hard eyes. Even Ichiji, who didn't in the manga, all of them went hard eyes.
But that's okay. But they can't mess with Judge. Like they can pillage.
Yeah.
Like they can do like evil shit.
Look,
but they can't do it against Judge.
And another thing that makes the Vinsmoke suck so badly. Like, how are they gonna get stuck by Candy, but Sanji can break you easily? Like,
heat.
It's embarrassing.
No, it was the heat which allowed Sanji to break it.
It was, but the Haki is just the Haki, isn't it? Anyway, so.
No, but it was really the heat. Did you see how Luffy was easily able to break through the Iron Maiden? That was because of Red Hawk, because of the heat.
I agree with that.
Sparrow even said now he can't drink tea no more because his arm will melt with the tea cap in his hand. So you don't need even a lot of heat to melt him.
But still, though, I don't think that there's. If you have like, I think certain people could just break out that will ease. Like to me, Luffy should be able to break out the can even without heat.
I don't know. Did we see anyone actively break out of the candy?
No, Chopper and Brook couldn't.
Do you know that it would?
But Chopper and Brook's a bad example.
You know how they coat the bullets with his candy?
I thought that maybe Sparrow made it for him.
What?
I thought maybe Sparrow made the beans for him. And he just throws them around.
No, but like every single bullet the Big Mom pirates use are coated with his candy. Yeah. Because it's so hard. It's probably the hardest devil fruit they have.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's true, I guess. But it's there's still an embarrassment, man. I really don't like this arc. I like. Okay, let me just ask this question: What arcs do you think? What arcs do you think are actually better than this? To be honest,
better than this?
Are better than this?
I know. Sorry. Worse than this. My bad. There's a lot better than this.
Fishman Island.
Syrup Village.
Which village?
Syrup Village. Usopp's arc. I hated that arc.
Oh,
I dropped One Piece because of that. I dropped One Piece because of that.
Are you being? Oh, come.
That was only the beginning.
I dropped it for a year because of that.
Which arc?
Usopp's arc.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad too. But that cat dude made it nice.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Captain Kuro was the reason why I stopped.
And the hypnosis guy? Like,
nah, forget that dude.
It was all humor. That guy was all humor.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be really strong, but he wasn't.
Yeah, maybe I was disappointed at that time because he was not strong. But at the second watch, I loved that hypnosis guy, but I still hated Captain Kuro.
Actually, I really didn't like the Foxy Pirates.
Yeah, that was.
Oh my god!
But here's the thing: this arc isn't actually bad. It's just that we have bad experience with Judge, true, with Sanji, true. But we saw Luffy go out against an army. We did see a couple.
We did not see.
We've seen that before.
You got off screen. What do you mean?
No, we didn't see like Yonko's army, and we also didn't see like people like Oven and Sparrow in action. I mean, this isn't Marineford. This is
Oven. Come on.
But you know why we didn't see all those people, including Smoothie? They're coming back. They're coming back.
Smoothie though, like that was a disappointment though.
No, they're coming back. Like you know how everyone hyped up Katakuri to be the strongest since he was the last one introduced. We could do the same logic for Smoothie. She's the last one. She's the last one to get her powers revealed.
No, let's be real.
She's offensively
we saw how
one-shotting people.
She waited for Brook to come outside. She's like,
she probably she can't do anything about Brook, but she's probably one-shotting everyone she's touching.
What? She can't do anything about Brook?
He has literally no fluids.
But she can break his bones.
Like,
sorry. She can juice a fucking lava stone. She can juice Brook.
Yeah, she'll squeeze the milk out.
Yeah, she can squeeze everything out. She can even squeeze dust, I guess.
Like, to me, she seems like she's a retard, and I'm surprised she survived this long already. So, like,
the Big Man pirates are gonna get used again. They're gonna come back. Trust me, guys.
Retard.
I'm serious. Like that Brooke thing is just too much, man. And then the one time she did anything cool was when Ranger attacked her and she rinsed out her own arm. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
I don't even remember it. That's how insignificant it was.
For the same reason, you could say since they didn't show the silhouette of Snack will come back and play a huge role. Probably be the strongest of all of them. They didn't even show a silhouette, not even in the anime. They were not allowed to do it.
Apparently he's dead. So
like... No, we don't know. We don't know anything. We don't know if he's dead or not. Or anything. We don't know anything.
Where do you guys think Cracker is?
Hospital.
He's sleeping. He's sleeping.
Like still? Holy.
I mean,
it's 24 hours.
Yeah, the guy is. He's gone, man. He's sleeping. He's like
coma.
Yeah, he's
coma 24/7.
Exactly.
And then Bobbins.
Like exactly, Bobbins. He was supposed to be one of the. He got finished. Like,
yeah.
Wait, do you think Bobbin is dead?
No, I don't think so. But we haven't seen him since, right?
Yeah,
right.
He's dead. He's dead. He's gone.
No, he's not, man. If Pedro, look, to me, Pedro can still be alive, so that means Bobbins can still be alive.
Yeah.
Only that Peckham's got shot, and he still survived.
Bobbins.
But you have to, it's not only that, you have to take into account why the fuck would Oda introduce such a devil fruit and then kill him off?
We're demonetized again.
Why use such a devil fruit on someone you would kill off?
He just wants to get to Wano. He's like, fuck everybody. I need to get to Wano now. Like,
have you seen how Bobby used his power in the anime?
Yeah.
I know, it's a really good power. Especially for assassination. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. I know. It's a really good power. That's why, like, Bobbins was actually my most hyped up character.
Yeah.
Then he got done in. Like, first of all, he let Sanji kick him in the face. Like, I was just like, what? And
it was such a vicious kick.
I know, like, and then he gets shot by Capone. I was like, yo, that's too much, man.
Have you heard the theory where Bobbin is Snack and put a bag above his head so Big Mom wouldn't recognize him?
I heard he was Snack, but not the bag part.
The bag part's actually quite funny. Oh my god. But seriously, man.
To go back to the question, sorry, go ahead. I didn't hear you were speaking.
No, I was just saying, seriously, man. This is, I really, like, this arc it's just so messed up, man.
Okay, so we were going back to the same thing. To go back to that question, to that statement of yours, I don't agree. I really don't agree. I love this arc. I saw the pudding thing coming. I really enjoyed the whole flick-flack, the whole... obviously trying to make us believe stuff that wouldn't happen, or the whole even more hyping up things. Like, everything went shit. Like, we thought Big Mom is this crazy, intelligent pirate with all this intel, and then she's almost a 5-year-old retarded child. Like, all those people stopped being that hype version of what they're presented to be. But they are still crazy powerful. Every single one of them is really, really powerful and really strong.
But that's my issue, though. It's like, you can't have it. They're trying to have it both ways, like make them like super goofy. Like, I know this is part of One Piece, but it's like this is the full Yonko arc, especially, right? Nikki. And now it's looking like they're gonna escape a Yonko territory, but with Jinbei and Reiju dying, of course. But it's like,
yo, just stop it. Yeah, just stop it.
So like that's what I personally believe is Big Mom's trait. Like the Big Mom crew will be the most overpowered crew with the most crazy devil fruits, but they will have the biggest flaws. Like, for example, take Big Mom. She was one-shotting giants at the age of 5.
Which is ridiculous. Do you really don't care what that's what makes this stupid.
Yeah,
like.
But do you really think any of the other Yonko would win on a 1v1 against Big Mom?
Yeah, Shanks.
Yes, easily. Kaido, Shanks.
No, Kaido for 100%
I don't think Kaido
already lost against Big Mom.
Yeah, I think
like
she would just throw him in the ocean.
When Big Mom introduced Kaido to Luffy, I think Big Mom herself was afraid of Kaido.
No, like she's not afraid. She just knows she cannot kill him.
Yeah.
Kaido was captured 18 times. Big Mom was certainly one of them.
So I guess that answers your question about who can beat Big Mom in 1v1. It's Kaido.
No, Kaido can't because he got captured by fucking Big Mom. Maybe Shanks can, we don't know, but I'm just saying Big Mom on its own is so crazy powerful. I think
Blackbeard could.
I don't think any one of the other Yonko has this crazy permanent armament Haki shield.
Blackbeard would destroy all of her islands, yeah.
Well, let me put it this way: like, obviously, at some point when you become a Yonko, your armament Haki has to be on some crazy level anyway. The only person maybe not like that's Blackbeard. Shanks definitely. Kaido, the fact that he can't die, that might be his devil fruit or his Haki. I don't know about that. And Big Mom's just ridiculous, man. Like, I'm not like, she's a beast. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like she's just ridiculous. Like, there's no way. Like, 1-on-1, I think she would beat Kaido. Like, it'll be a hard fight, but I think Kaido would, like...
What?
Yeah. I'm being serious.
She could just...
Think about it. If she really drained Luffy out of Gear 4, you cannot even touch her.
That's Luffy, though. He's not on Kaido's
level.
I'm just saying if. We don't know yet. That's not... Luffy normally said he cannot leave Gear 4, but, like, that's all up for interpretation. I'm just saying... Do you really think, let me ask you this, do you really think any of the other Yonkos was going around with the same strength at 8 or 5?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, it's ridiculous. They're trying to make Big Mom, that makes no sense.
I think Kaido was.
See, I personally would just say that Big Mom is the only one who has this crazy natural feat. Shanks probably is crazy Haki, Kaido probably is more just immortal.
We don't know if Kaido's immortal.
Is this great what?
We don't know if Kaido's immortal.
We know Kaido got captured 18 times, but they couldn't kill him, so...
It could be his Haki.
I was going to say, we don't know that he's immortal, though. I mean, he could have... Because he's going to have to die at one point.
Yeah, if Blackbeard...
He has scars.
Like, if Kaido is, for example, invincible because of his devil fruit, Blackbeard just needs to touch him.
No, but that's but you're assuming that's for someone like Luffy, and we don't know what that ability is. But Yonko versus Yonko, all of that goes out the window because essentially they have to be the same level to get where they are anyway.
Yeah,
well, I'm not gonna say that. I don't think Shanks is on the same level as Big Mom.
No, Shanks is definitely to me. Shanks is the strongest because the guy's got one arm and he doesn't even have a devil fruit from what we know. And he's like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he was able to send back. And he was able to send back Kaido when he was going to take over Whitebeard's territory at Marineford.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, wait. Do you really think they fought?
No.
I'm not saying they fought, but I'm saying he had to be superior in some way, or else Kaido would have continued.
He could have given him a present, like a Pornicus.
He could have, yeah. If he gives him a present, that means that. If he gives him a present, that means he's using his brain. It doesn't like he still wins. He's like, I want to stop you. I don't want to get my hands dirty, so I'll give you a gift. Okay, thank you. Back to my territory.
Okay, then yes.
And we have to put this in context as well, right? Out of everybody left, to me, Big Mom's like part of the old generation of Whitebeard, right? So
maybe.
And the fact is, all the rest of the Yonko are like prime Yonkos, because we know Kaido came up with Moria, Shanks came up with like that kind of generation as well, the Dolphins or those kind of people. And
did Kaido come up with Moria?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Huh.
Yeah, Kaido was rivaling Moria until at some point he killed his whole crew.
There was a time when they were like fighting in equals. It's like Luffy versus, I don't know, Lucci, and then if you imagine Lucci going lazy and fat, while Luffy is advancing. I mean, now Lucci is strong, so maybe take another example like Arlong.
Any other supernova.
Yeah,
maybe Kid.
So you're saying that he was rivaling with Moria back in the day, and then something happened to where he gained a lot of power and he was able to defeat like his whole people.
Yeah, probably. I personally believe he awakened, went crazy, and killed everyone.
Do you guys think
I think he got that demon devil fruit?
Could be the previous owner of Lost Fruit had given him the immortality.
Could be. It's a huge setup. It's almost too obvious.
Now, my theory on like Kaido's devil fruit is a bit far-fetched, but what I think is you guys seen the tattoo on like Kaido's arm, like the scale kind of tattoo.
Yeah.
I think devil fruit has to do something with like where his devil fruit itself gives him the ability to adapt to the water. Like that would be crazy. Like something like sea creature,
Like a
devil
water
fruit, something
dragon?
like that. Maybe, yeah, water dragon. That's exactly.
I mean, it could be that he actually is a sea dragon who ate a devil fruit. Like
That'd be so
Yeah,
scary.
yeah, it could be like kind of a mythical Zoan fruit, but we know like it should be a mythical Zoan fruit. Like,
No, he's saying an actual dragon that ate the. Yeah.
That he is a actual
And
sea
there's
dragon who ate the Oni no Mi.
Yeah.
But how would that give him the ability to talk?
Is onigiri, yeah.
Yeah. That
How
makes
does
a
that
lot of
give him the
sense.
ability to talk?
Because of the Oni
can
no Mi.
talk. Yeah.
But I mean, like Chopper had the human. Oh, okay, yeah, the Oni, so it's a demon. Okay,
Human.
so it's a sea dragon that ate a demon fruit.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because Kaido has been referred to as a thing, not a.
Yeah.
A monster.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make this point about Big Mom as well.
Big Mom said thing, yeah.
No, it was actually when it said like in the air, seer, sky, like in the whole world, he's the strongest living thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Creature. They used creature.
Yeah, there we
Oh,
go,
I
there
can't
we go,
remember.
creature.
Yeah,
I just remember it didn't say man. Like I remember with Whitebeard it said man, like the strongest man in the world.
But the problem is there are two different definitions of creature. Creature could mean every living thing, or it could mean every living thing except humans.
No, human is a creature, right?
Nah.
Not necessarily. That's what I mean. There are two different opinions.
Wait,
of what
hey,
creature means.
sorry guys, hold on 1 second. Who keeps moving shit around like in here?
That's Nico.
My bad. I'm cleaning up, man. My bad.
Like what?
I thought it.
There you go, Billy Bob. Go ahead.
Is that better?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought it was just the Oni whatever fruit, but I thought he had the immortality from Law's previous user. I also could just think it's his really strong armament Haki that makes him seem like he's invincible. But
Yeah. Do you guys want to hear a pretty stupid but deep thought theory I heard? It's not mine and I don't believe it, but like it's really stupid.
Is it the cyberpunk one?
No, Kaido is a pornoglyph which ate the Oni no Mi. That's why he's invincible. Because pornoglyphs are invincible.
Who came up with that?
I can't remember. I tried to find this guy. I really can't remember.
that would be so epic if that was true.
If he really would be the road pornoglyph and Robin is like, I need to read you.
That'd be the ultimate troll, man.
He just like shaves his head. It's all written on his skull.
You need to take his skull with you.
That's hilarious.
And I also want to make this point about Big Mom. She is the first Yonko we have seen, right? So
yeah,
by laws of anime and stuff.
Besides Shanks and Blackbeard.
Yeah, so
and
besides, but Shanks doesn't seem like him fight or anything. So
right.
Blackbeard and Kaido.
And Blackbeard,
technically, she's the second last Yonko we've seen.
True.
Yes, actually,
But
yes.
technically, we haven't seen Shanks' new powers. But we haven't
Actually,
seen Blackbeard use the Gora Gora.
All right, scene in action. Let me make that scene in action. If you guys want to get
We've
specific.
seen Roger, Whitebeard. We've seen Roger.
Isn't she the last?
Roger's dead. Whitebeard's
She's
dead.
the last.
Yeah,
She's the Yonko we said.
We have 4 Yonkos.
Oh no!
No, she's the last Yonko we
Scene
said.
in action. Scene in
No, 'cause we-
action. All right. Don't play semantics with me, guys. All right. Scene
We
in
saw
action.
Kaido
All I'm
drop
making
on
the point is,
yeah.
we didn't see him fight anybody. What I'm trying to say is, if we're gonna go by order, Blackbeard doesn't count because essentially, like 2 years, he's not gonna become so powerful straight away. Like he still needs a bit more time. But the fact we've only seen Big Mom,
I feel like he's already the second strongest or the strongest.
He's the second strongest. He's the second strongest.
Second, I'd say. I feel like Shanks could get
He
killed
put a
by
mark
him.
on Shanks.
No, but guys, remember, hashtag third devil fruit.
Nah, dude, I don't know
That's
about 3.
well. My theory is he already has the third one. The third one is the first one he got is the Cerberus root. Then he ate which gave him 3 heads. So he ate the darkness root, and then he ate the the Quake fruit from Blackbeard or
That's
Whitebeard.
the
Sorry.
different.
That's
I think that Cerebus fruits give him like a sense of immortality almost.
Wait, my theory is different. My theory is that he has this phenomena in which he absorbed 2 of his triplets, so he has genes of 3 persons in his body.
Oh,
so he
like
can
Chimera.
actually,
Oh, that's great.
That'd be nice.
So he can actually eat 3 devil fruits. And the third one he gets is a Zoan, probably either Marco or Sengoku. We hadn't seen any stronger Zoan yet.
That's
No,
interesting.
Maybe Kaido's. Maybe Kaido's. Kaido would be the obvious choice, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Kaido would be best. Can you imagine him flying with Marco's wings?
Yeah, but think about it. A black phoenix, intangible phoenix using those 2 devil fruits would be crazy. Because Blackbeard is already a tank. Blackbeard is not fast. Blackbeard needs agility, and he needs to be able, for example, to fly, and he needs the intangibility that his Logia doesn't give him. Marco's fruit would be the perfect fit. And there is even a possibility in which he already has this fruit.
Yeah.
And Marco still is alive. No, but Marco could have... Marco could have awakened his fruit to the point that he, once he dies, gets reborn or spawns somewhere else on the world without his devil fruit.
Huh.
I heard somebody also say that when they clashed, because we heard from news reports or something that they had clashed after the 2-year gap or during the 2-year gap. So some people were saying that it's possible that he lost his devil fruit at that point when he fought him, like he stole it from him somehow.
No, but the thing is...
But can a person be still alive after losing his devil?
I don't know, that's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, if that's what I said, it's true, and he gets a second life, something like that, if he awakens.
But why would they be able to still be alive?
Yeah,
because the phoenix itself gets reborn, it doesn't regenerate.
But I mean, if I agree with that, but if it's a human, they don't have to die. So I mean, as far as the devil fruit, like imagine if somebody had to overpower like Haki, and Marco Haki wasn't strong enough, he's gonna die.
It could be that you get like a one shot, so where the first time you actually die, like somebody cuts you in half with Haki or something like that, the fruit passes on, but it like rebirths you before it passes on. So like you're still alive, but you don't have your fruit.
Or they just spawn somewhere else.
Maybe. That'd be whack if that happened.
Well, it doesn't. I don't know, man. Because to me, like, why would Blackbeard leave them alive though? Like, to me, at least half the Whitebeard crew is dead. Like, exactly, like.
Well, yeah, they said the reports did say that it was like an overwhelming loss for them.
Maybe, like I said, everyone died and Marco spawned somewhere else, and is the only one alive.
I think Marco, Jozu, Vista, and maybe like 2 other people are alive.
Listen to
Vista was crazy. I want to see Vista again.
Listen to what Dome Member said. Said if Dragon is a mythical zone, then Blackbeard could have attacked the revolutionaries in order to get his fruit. Like he tried.
Let's be real, that did not happen. Let's be real.
No, but we all know it was an accident. It was just Starboy wasn't efficient. Like he was too mercy.
No, I'm saying that. I guess he's saying it too. Is that he could have had like that plan. He could have had that in mind when he's going after Dragon.
No, but
that's true. Yeah. Okay.
But the reason he went there is because of Burgess. Like,
but he's not just gonna go there and like risk like a major. He's a Yonko now, so it's not just. I mean, he cares about Burgess, of course, but it's not just gonna open war unless he has like motives.
Yeah. Plus, he could have just if Burgess was there, he could have just went and rescued him and then informed the Marines. He didn't have to like attack, right?
No, but they would have like. What makes you think that they? Okay, wow, who's typing so fast? You got an essay, bro? Anyway, I'm just saying, like, why couldn't the revolutionary just found out that Burgess is there, and then when Blackbeard came, it was like, all right, they found out where we are, we can't like let them live, kind of thing, and they just had to fight.
Well, I feel like because they said that it's in flames, but they didn't say anything of a battle. They could have already been gone. Like they could have discovered Burgess and like not said anything to him, not like attacked him, just left it and brought everything with them. So that when Blackbeard and everybody showed up, it was empty.
I get you, but the thing is, they had a skirmish with CP9, didn't they, or CP0?
Yeah, it could be that Blackbeard was walking around looking for them, and then CP0 shows up and is just like, "Oh, what are you doing here, bro?"
Yeah, that's true. That's because to me, like obviously what we've seen now with Stushy, the kind of
What a
undercover
funny name, eh?
CP0.
Stussy.
I know it's kind of mad funny,
She
but
said
to
she
me,
knows Stush.
like CP0 seemed to keep tabs on Yonkos, so they must have been following Blackbeard, in my opinion, because if
That's
Stushy can
true, yeah.
infiltrate like your big moms, why shouldn't she be able to infiltrate like other members, infiltrate Kaido?
But she did not infiltrate Big Mom. She infiltrated the black market. She was just invited as the persona she's living.
Yeah, but essentially they're still in contact, right? Like if you invite someone to your wedding, you do talk to them sometime in might visit.
Yeah, she was the head of the underworld.
Choice, but
she was
she
the
didn't
pleasure.
come willingly. She came because Big Mom invited her. No one came without invitation, and no one who was invited did not come. Therefore,
but a
this
Marine
was not
pirate-
the world government trying to get info about Big Mom.
But essentially, why wouldn't you try to befriend a Yonko if you're going undercover, though?
Since you're there, I agree. But I'm just saying it was no plan of them to get there because they couldn't have.
Well, maybe she gets invited to every wedding. That's what I'm saying.
The thing is, she gained to the top level of the pleasure district or whatever, right? So it's like they didn't do that on accident. They did
You
it for a
think
reason,
they
right?
did that to gain trust on Big Mom?
No, yeah, for sure, 100%. Just like Doflamingo started supplying arms to Kaido for his support.
But you know that those 5 don't necessarily have to be bound to Big Mom. They can be invited by every Yonko.
Yeah, but they have to show up to Big Mom and they can't mess with her, right? And like
I guess
the News Morgan is going to report whatever he wants, right? But he still has to show up, and it's like
except he reports what the world government wants and not what he wants.
I feel like all of those people there were for a specific reason, right? So I don't know.
See, I'm not sure because if she really was trying to infiltrate the Big Mom pirates, wouldn't she now take action?
Didn't she get messed up in that explosion?
Not sure.
No.
She was dropping together with Big Bird.
Oh, so she should be okay because Strusen turned it to Kate, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she's skywalking anyway. Like they know the technique.
Yeah,
right? So
and not only that, like take into account that in the second floor of this tower there were all the pornoglyphs, which now should be lying around on the open surface, maybe.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's a good point. I even forgot about them. Yeah.
So if she really would be there to infiltrate Big Mom, we see a how is it called? Bastacom this arc. If not, I don't see any reason. Because
maybe
this is a one-time shot, guys. This is a one-time shot.
No, actually, one of the lads had a theory about that as well, which I agreed with, but it's become less and less possible. But now thinking about it, if I'll say this, if by some miracle, like Katakuri goes down and they find out about it, then something like that can definitely happen because it's like she's so super weak now. Cracker's gone, Katakuri's down, and you got the only person left is a retard. Like, what the fuck? Just fight. You gotta just enter that.
Wait, retard would be Smoothie?
Yeah, man.
He's steady going in on Smoothie.
I'm just saying, man. Like, I'm sorry, man. She ain't done nothing much at all. Like,
cut her some slack, man.
I honestly think Smoothie gonna be one of the better ones. Her fight is gonna be dope as fuck, and everybody.
That's what I mean.
Her fighting might be cool, but she's just dumb as bricks, though.
Do you think she's gonna show off this arc?
She should have. How are you gonna skip? You're gonna see Cracker show off, then skip Smoothie and just go Katakuri. Like what?
I think Smoothie's like Zoro.
Because she might be offensively more capable than Katakuri.
Blasphemy!
Do you see how always the strongest guys are sitting on their asses and let the lower tier people work first? Katakuri was probably I don't know if he was reacting because he was the next one to do it, you know. Maybe she's above him. I don't know.
No.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Come on.
Katakuri is definitely the strongest, but I think Smoothie's stronger than Cracker though.
Yeah, I
know.
That should be
come
like Katakuri
on.
Smoothie than
Yeah, I
cracker.
think Smoothie's definitely stronger than crack. Because I mean, think about it. She can wash away his biscuits. What else he got? It's a wrap.
What do you mean wash away? Wash away with what?
She Smoothie. I mean, oh no. That's right. She well she
Oh.
okay. Well, hold on, wait. Okay, wait a minute. All right, hold on, wait. All right, hold on. All right, now check this. Now let's say she took one of the homies, right, and drained the juice out of him, and then used that to wash away his biscuits. Or she could just be OP
Come
with
on.
Haki. I don't know though. I'm just saying.
Come on.
I'm just
He would
saying.
see into the future and he would dodge.
No, not Katakuri. I mean Cracker.
Oh fuck! I made cracker. He would just make another biscuit and block it. I don't know.
Nah, man. She
He
gotta
would
be.
send like 100 of those
two in
biscuit
line.
soldiers, and she'd be like, "Oh, what do I do? Oh wow."
She gonna whoop their ass,
since Pudding doesn't need to touch other people, why should Smoothie?
What do you mean?
We initially thought Pudding has to touch you to affect you, right? She
Yeah.
obviously doesn't need to.
Yeah, she does.
No, she
do you
obviously
mean?
doesn't.
Why?
She touched all the shit.
Because of the way she put this memory rash onto the homies, she was just flying by and affecting almost everyone. So if Smoothie can do the same thing and turning everyone into Smoothie just by being close to them, what the fuck? I mean, what the fuck?
So
what
these biscuits,
the fuck?
they'll be okay.
No, she literally washes away the biscuits. Like
Yeah, but armament hockey.
The fuck armament hockey. If you liquefy the thing within armament hockey, there is nothing to pick you up.
Armament hockey on the biscuits. He's fine.
We don't know that yet.
But can she drain liquid out the biscuits?
No, maybe the jam. But come on.
She can drain. No, she can drain liquid out of.
Hey,
rocks.
technically it's Crisco. It's not liquid. Okay.
She drained out Crisco of a
That's fat. That's not water. Come on.
She drained the smoothie out of a lava stone.
Out of a
she
what?
was draining a giraffe.
Giraffe.
But that has blood. That has water.
She's milking a giraffe.
So is that blood, or what? Is that just the water?
That's a stone. That's a stone.
She juiced a stone? I don't remember that.
A
That's
rock,
crazy.
yes, she juiced a rock. A volcanic rock, or however you call it.
Okay. Well, she can make a nice drink, but she ain't a fighter. Let's be real.
The person she asked, the person she asked actually chose the volcanic drink.
The reason I say she's a fire, I have to say she has to be a fire because she can't have a big ass sword and not use it like that.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
even when they was going after the straw hats on top of the cake, Katakuri was first. Smoothie was right behind her.
The sword can...
She got long legs, bro. Like, well,
so does Katakuri.
But she is long leg tribe. He isn't.
So he's just extra special.
Yeah, Katakuri's he's a special guy in it. Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if we look back at the wedding, what did she do?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
What did she do?
Nothing. Just because she is under or above Katakuri. But did you see how Big Mom reacted when Katakuri acted? She's asking, "Did you try to protect me? You don't need to do that, you little son of a bitch."
But he told her, he's like, "Nah, something else is up." So she's like, "Okay."
Yeah, but maybe Smoothie wouldn't have had the courage.
Because she can't. She can't do nothing.
Nah,
yeah, guys, I'm trying to do my best here, you know.
I mean, I'm right there with you, man. I still feel like Smoothie has got to be like it's got to be something up with a hat or something, man. Like it's got to be something that she can do.
No, come on,
we
guys,
just miss it, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I don't think she's that smart.
That's the most trash ever thrown into God.
Yeah, it's like we could juice people.
She got to do something else.
Okay, wait, we can't play it
Like
down.
I said, if she awakens and she doesn't need to touch you and she can juice everything in a radius around her, she can literally desolidify everything.
but Caesar Clown could take the oxygen out of the air.
Yeah,
only for so
and then blast you with a
distance,
laser
though.
beam. What?
No, that's a one shot. That's a one shot power. Caesar is almost overpowered with this one. If you don't know he has this ability, you're gonna die.
Yeah, so I'm saying I'd rather get. And we saw Luffy. He got juiced. He just like sucked it. Like he just went back to normal. Like 2 seconds later, it's not a problem. So it's like when you see someone get the oxygen taken from them, they just sit there and they choke, right?
Yeah.
And then he could blast you with that Bastille or whatever gun he has.
No,
where it just shoots out of his
because
mouth.
if you remove
Luffy still
oxygen out the
won pretty
room,
easily after he knew how his fighting style was.
Yeah, because that's Luffy, but I'm saying Smoothie is like, okay, so she could juice things in the air. Like Caesar Clown could take the oxygen out and then blast you.
but you saw what happened with Luffy. Luffy knew as far as how far.
That's how
Caesar could go.
insignificant the juice fruit is.
If someone told you he has the cracker fruit, would you have thought the outcome would have been like that?
Yeah, that's true. Now,
Well,
I get you what you're saying, Billy Bob, but like, imagine she grabs somebody. Like, I'm not. She's a retard, but like,
Yeah.
a retard can grab somebody once in a while.
Yeah.
So, like, if she grabs you, you should die, basically.
No.
Yes,
Haki.
yes.
Haki.
Okay,
No,
Haki
why should Haki?
She's gotta have Haki. She's a
Wait,
commander.
Wait, guys, you think Haki can protect you from Sugar's touch, for example?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, if you have a strong enough Haki, yeah, like someone like Kaido ain't getting punished.
Like,
Why
let's
do
be
you
real.
think that?
Because essentially, you're gonna have some. You have to, the way they've established the One Piece world, right? Essentially, why wouldn't someone like Dofi just go bring Kaido, the sugar to Kaido, and just turn him into a toy and take over?
Yeah.
Because
Kaido would have washed her.
put himself into
Exactly.
Kaido would have swung her with that club, and it would have been a wrap.
But guys, what
It's just like saying.
What you're trying to tell me right now is that Haki blocks and counterattacks every single missile power. But we know that it just affects the Logia's main body. That's it.
We don't.
No.
We know.
No,
that's
look at
only
Luffy.
one
Luffy's a
aspect.
rubber man. So when you put on Haki, it actually hurts him.
Yeah, because
No, it
Luffy
doesn't.
is the same way. You can hurt Luffy's main body, but he still will be rubber. It still will bounce off whenever you hit. With
Yeah,
his
just like Ace will still be fire. Just like Smoker was still smoke when Vergo grabbed him in the air, but he was like, ugh, because his body is the smoke.
Okay, but what if
Luffy
Virgo?
Luffy hit Katakuri with a Haki attack and he faced right through him.
What if when Smoker was fighting Virgo, Smoker was able to utilize the same way Luffy does as far as with his Gear 4? If he was able to infuse his Haki in his smoke, Virgo was not able to do that then. Or if he does, he wouldn't be able to hurt him.
Well, all I'm saying is the Haki can stop things other than Logia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, Luffy hit Katakuri with a Haki Gatling.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I made that point about.
I said before. I said before. I don't think it was Haki.
Me neither, but it says so. That's what. Like,
It says Hawk. I don't know what the hell that means.
Hawk
I'm
Gatling is
confused.
Gear second with Haki.
How do you know?
Because
That's
it's
just the way it
always
goes.
like that. That's how it works.
Seen it before.
Yes,
when you got
that's how
Jet
the wiki
Gatling-
tells you. That's how it is, really.
Jet Gallon goes just with Gear second, right? When we was at Enos Lobby. So you just saw Jet
Yes.
Gallon. We didn't see Hawk Gallon until after Luffy learned Haki. So he
Yes.
infused his Jet Gallon with Haki to make Hawk Gatling.
And Red Hawk Gatling is additional
With fire.
fire onto it.
Yeah.
But that's the red part, not the hot part.
Okay, but to get back to the point, my point is this, right? If you have someone like an OP devil fruit like Sugar, right? Why wouldn't you just go to all the Yonko, especially since you're Dofi, who's the underground like king with all the weapons and stuff, and be like, hey, I've got this is my colleague, blah blah blah, blah, and just get them to touch them and turn them into toys and just take over, like
Because they OP, man.
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just saying that eventually, like if you have strong enough, we don't know enough about Haki. Let's be honest here. Like I can't say for certain, but to me, it's the most logical next step. Because if that's true, then devil fruits all over the world. We have like Law should be king as well. Like there's so many things that'll be easy to do. That Law should be easily become king of the pirates. Then.
That's what I'm saying. Look at Virgo's Haki. Law did still cut through him.
Because he was
There is
more
no
powerful than Virgo.
Okay,
His
so
Haki
you
was stronger, yeah.
Well, to be honest, we didn't see Law use Haki on his blade when he cut Vergo.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But he had his room up, so that's why.
Yeah, but does that mean
that's the devil
does that
fruit.
mean exactly? Does that mean that inside the room Haki is useless?
No.
Yes.
I think he infused his Haki
Not
inside his
useless.
room in his space.
Oh, you
okay,
think
let me see
the room
the
it's
sword
I don't know. No, the
I
sword
don't
was
think
clear
he
if I
can
remember.
hack the room. I
I
don't
swear,
think
'cause
he
I'm
can
sure-
hack the room.
It's not like a Haki can like neglect the effects of devil fruit. Like it can help you like to fight the devil fruit either, but it's not like the devil fruit is going to just nullify it on itself.
Like
well, I think it depends on what devil fruit.
But it has to at some point.
No, but
yeah, exactly.
It's like a logical step.
It's like
gives you the ability to hit the main body.
No, but look at Luffy.
If you hit Buggy with Haki, you hit the main body, you cut Buggy in half, but he still will reassemble afterwards because he has the chop fruit.
But okay, but I think Buggy's low key strong anyway. I think Buggy's like iron. He's just playing it down.
But I'm saying with Luffy, you're able to hurt him with a blunt attack when you're not able to without Haki because it's nullifying his rubber capabilities.
It's not nullifying his rubber. It just gives you the possibility to actually touch his main body.
You can touch his main body all the time.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
I agree that it doesn't make sense that, for example, Luffy can be touched and hurt with Haki, but Katakuri can phase it through him. I agree that it doesn't make sense because they're both Prometheus, but...
Alright, but let me ask you this question then, right?
Yep.
Okay, think observation into the future. Now, I'm just honestly answer like that.
What?
Yeah, what? Because it was mentioned to us before.
What, it can see into the future, right?
It was mentioned to us before.
By who? What? By who?
Well, if you go back and with Dressrosa, with Dolphy and his brother Corazon said that the Marines knew in the future that Dolphy was gonna take down Dressrosa. Like they knew that what he was trying to do. That's why they was trying to stop him so bad. So we already was presented with.
Haki, though.
Hold on.
That could just be behavioral experts.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Now that was after Fishman Island, and we already knew that from Madame Shireen or whatever her name is, that she could see into the future using that crystal ball, and we already associate that with observation Haki. So we already know that somebody in the Marines is capable of seeing into the future to know like certain events. I'm not too sure like how far or what events they can choose, but we know that's the case.
I get the Madam Shirley part. Sorry to interrupt you, Dan. I get the Madam Shirley part. That's fair enough. But the whole part of Dolphy doesn't make any sense. Like his lineage is that he's the king of that country. So when he gets free, it makes sense to go back to that country and take it over again. Like that's a possibility that you always think of.
No, I'm not talking about going back to what's that place above? Well, yeah, well, not Dressrosa. I thought you were talking about the other place. With Dressrosa, his lineage ain't really there. That goes with Rebecca's King Riku.
Nah,
you know,
it was his it was actually his. Like his family owns Dressrosa.
When did that happen?
Ages ago.
Before, when the ancient kingdom fought against the 20 kings, and the 20 kings won, they united to the world government and left the kingdoms behind and went to Marijoa. That's the time where the Doflamingo family lost Dressrosa.
Yeah, so they have a claim. Yeah, sorry to interrupt that. Yeah, they have a claim to Dressrosa from the beginning.
I didn't know that. I honestly thought they was just from Marijoa and they just came down and then he just at that point with killing his dad and all this other stuff. Pretty much just went on to go to Dressrosa.
Wasn't it?
Pretty real fun fact on the other side. The Ryuko family, like Alabasta, sorry, not Ryuko. The Alabasta family. How are they called?
You talking about Cobra?
Yeah, Cobra.
Yeah.
The Nefertari.
Nefertari, exactly. Yeah. The Nefertari family is one of the few families who did not enter Marijoa. So they're still original kingdom. But everyone else, almost every other kingdom lost their original king and they became the Tenryubito.
Yeah, they didn't even lose it.
They didn't lose it. They gave it up because they went to the Holy Land.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So if they opted out, then that's free game at that point.
Yeah, it's like we're leaving behind this $10 land for this $1 billion land. You can have it.
sure.
And then they came back to go get it just because Dofi and them, his dad didn't want to be there no more.
No,
And
Dofi wasn't
got
allowed
mad.
back.
No.
Dofi wasn't allowed
Well,
back,
yeah,
so
he
he
wasn't
went to go
allowed back
conquer
because
his
they
own.
left.
Yeah, so he's like, screw this, I'm taking it back.
No, yeah, exactly. Like Dofi's dad didn't even want to become king again. He just wanted to live like a peaceful life somewhere. He didn't want to become king. It's only Dofi. No, he's like, nah, I want everything back, basically.
Yeah.
Well, initially, Dofi wanted to go back to the Tenryou Beacon, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
But yeah, my point about anyway, to get to my point about like all I'm saying is before we even saw like the Madame Shirley point's fair, so I should have said Madame Shirley first. But all I'm saying is we didn't see how far Haki in general could go. In my opinion, I didn't see it. I don't know about the rest of you guys. So all I'm saying is, why can't you think armament can get to that point where if you train it stronger enough, that essentially certain devil fruits can't have the same effect on you that others would?
I mean, you can.
I guess you could use our King's Haki for this argumentation.
Yeah, even King's Haki necessarily. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, why? Because to me, like, why would this wouldn't make any sense for Dofi, who wants to become king of the pirates, not to take full advantage of sugar if he could. Like if you could turn all the people that's stronger than you into toys, then you could easily become king of the pirates then.
Well, I don't think he was thinking of it in that way.
Advanced version, like if you say there is an advanced version of Armament Haki, or even an imbued version with King's Haki, then I guess it might be possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
As we know, as far as we have seen.
Yeah, no, like I said, you can't. I can't say for certain it's true, but I'm saying it's the next logical step. So that's why I believe it to be true.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that. But I mean, even then, we're saying that too. Then it's kind of like, well, what's to say they can't make their Armament Haki or Conqueror's Haki be strong enough to go against a Sea Stone, to repel Sea Stone?
Okay, I'm gonna say that's you can say that as well. I don't know about that.
Then you would say, can you shield yourself off with Armament Haki from poison?
You can. Because if you look at to a certain degree, because if you look at Mr. 3 with his waxwag fruit, he was able to go against Magellan for a little bit until Magellan went, awakening. At least that's what I feel like.
Wax is different. Wax is different.
I want to sleep for I always thought it would be nice by vacation time, so like post stress now, you just go take a nap.
What if he made like a wax suit for himself, like he did with Champion Luffy, in the sense, putting it over his body,
I feel like I want to get sober,
and then cover that in the code of Haki.
Hey Billy.
Then it's still the wax who takes him.
Don't lock the doors here. It's out there.
It's still the wax which would make him vulnerable to the poison.
See, I don't know, because if with Luffy, his rubber properties still work when he goes Gear 4. That's why he can't, like, damage doesn't hurt him really.
Yeah.
We didn't really see Doflamingo really hurt Gear 4 Luffy. We saw Doflamingo go at him when he ran out of time.
Okay.
Using strings and stuff like that, because everything else is pretty much bounced off.
The problem with that whole thing is you would imply that your own Haki would not affect your devil fruit, but everyone else's Haki would.
Yeah.
But Doflamingo used his Haki then to hit Luffy, and it didn't work because it was rubber.
Don't you think?
And his Haki wasn't strong enough.
See, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Sorry.
How is it that his Haki got amplified just because he went Gear 4?
Because he used a lot more of it, while Dofi was more like, he was cautious about using his Haki. Like even Law said, "Hey man, he's using too much Haki with this like his Gear 4 ability and stuff."
Mm.
Oh, by the way, Dan, sorry, I keep interrupting you. So say what you're saying, man.
No, I was just saying that. Don't you think the Haki helps their own devil fruit? Kind of?
You're really low again, man. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. Is that any better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying. Don't you think the Haki, especially in Luffy's case, enhances his own rubber?
You cut out at the same part again.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said doesn't Haki was enhanced?
Enhanced.
Yeah, enhances rubbery. Yeah, exactly.
So
I think so.
That's why I think Law could cut Virgo in half, because the Haki enhanced his ability. But I don't know.
Yeah, but by that logic, you still would say your own Haki enhances your ability. So why would someone else's Haki completely block it?
Because it's stronger. Like Bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a big like weird thing that he was able to cut it when we didn't see his blade turn black or anything.
Can you protect yourself
But see, I think it
from
was
heat with Haki?
Say that again. Sorry.
Can you protect yourself from heat with Haki?
Yeah, look at Sanji and Luffy. Their body parts catch on fire and they're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sanji's fire is not hot. When he's...
What?
No, Oda said his soul is hotter, that's why he doesn't get burned. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm saying fire is like not affecting his body. Oh, you don't think that's... You think his soul is not his Haki, it's just his natural, like, body.
No, you're right. No, it's his Haki, but pre-time skip he already used fire techniques, and I don't know if he had armament Haki at that point already. Because everyone is saying he has the less strong armament Haki than Zoro, so it would make sense that he hadn't in pre-time skip.
For me, I thought that he put his Haki into his shoes and his pants because those things aren't burning either.
So you think he already always was using armament Haki?
I think when he was using the fire, that it was including Haki, but he didn't know.
You would actually support a big theory of mine, yeah.
Yeah, no,
because
I
personally believe that his fire thing is Haki related, a unique Haki.
Yeah.
I think his fire thing is his exoskeleton, honestly.
Same as Ashura. Ashura would be a unique Haki. Like, I think if you don't have a devil fruit, you can awaken your own unique Haki power.
I don't know if it depends on the person. That's why.
Well, look at Usopp, right?
I mean, I take it even further and say that someone created the devil fruit tree, which makes the unique Haki powers, once the user dies, spawn on them as a devil fruit.
So you think the Haki power would pass on?
What do you mean by look at
Usopp? The Haki power
Usopp?
would turn into a devil fruit and then would be eaten by someone. That's why you cannot awaken your own Haki power, because you have already one within the devil fruit in you.
That seems
Luffy
like a
will be Luffy will be the only one who will succeed by awakening his own Haki power and having a devil fruit. That's why he will be the fit for Blackbeard in the end. I mean, I just like the idea. It's totally headcanon. I know. It's no arguability.
When someone said Usopp, what did y'all mean by Usopp?
Because he has like a specialized Haki that probably not many people have seen before.
I mean,
really?
I was asking myself whether this
he was able to see through walls.
Haki.
I thought you
maybe that's
do
how
that with
observation Haki works.
Opposite version. I thought
maybe,
that was just
like,
showing us
like you
how
could
observation
sense.
worked.
It was like you could sense people from far away and stuff. We've seen that before, but not actually like you'd look and your eyes can like zoom in and look through walls and stuff, so you could actually see people and tell people what's going on inside these walls. Like,
I thought that was
that's the point. That's the point. It could be that they're just trying to show us how observation Haki works within this scene, and I thought of myself of this already. It could be.
Because I thought it was
your side. I agree with you then.
I thought it was a specialized. I thought it was a specialized Haki that he was able to unlock because he's like a sniper. It's like a sniper Haki. He's able to see like far distances and see through stuff. But
yeah, that's what Shanks Crew will have. A lot of unique Hakis.
Oh, and
because
like
even.
Actually, no, you go, Bully Bob. Sorry, finish your point.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say back to when you said like Sugar's ability and stuff like that. I feel like there is limits because even if she turned Kaido into a toy, I feel like he could still knock her out within an instant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. I don't know.
You mean if she's taking a punch from Kaido?
Because it matters
or
on
like
what type
his
of
Haki, his like scream or something. It doesn't matter. I feel like he would scare her like right away, or like throw a rock at her or something. I don't know. Whatever he could do, but
if she really would be able to touch him before, if she really would be able to touch him,
huh?
Like no, like I mean she could, but even
I don't think she could.
Opinion, even if I don't think he'll turn into a toy, to be honest. Either way.
See, I personally just think she couldn't, but if she would, he would turn into a toy.
But then what do you think would happen when he's in a toy? He's just sitting there?
Yes, that's how the power works. That's why it's so crazy.
Are you saying if she
Oh!
Hi,
What's
Yeah.
up?
What's going on?
What's up, Monkey D?
What's up, Nikki? No, yeah, he'd be a toy.
You're Dan.
No,
But,
dude, okay, wait.
The
Look,
question,
okay,
Dan, the original question. Sorry, go ahead.
No, okay, I'm making this argument to people, and a few people agree and a few people don't. I'm just saying, essentially, if your Haki's strong enough, certain
No,
devil
no,
fruits
no,
like
no.
sugar. No, wait, no, shut up, you shut up. But first of all, certain devil fruits, like, you can defend yourself
No, that's not how it
against
works.
certain devil fruits. I'm
You
just
know-
saying because, like, to me, wait, Dan, let me finish. All I'm saying is, why wouldn't Dofi just grab sugar, chuck him at Kaido, and then do the same thing to like all the other
Because he's
Yonko?
gonna see that.
Because he's throwing
No,
a
no,
fast
Nicky,
pitch to
exactly, bro.
Bryce Harper. He's
Literally
about to
gonna
knock
see
her
that.
out
Well,
the park.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, do you guys think that if she touched him when he's going full body armament, like someone like Kaido, do you think that it would turn him into a toy?
Of course he turns
Yes.
into a
Yeah.
toy.
I
Okay,
disagree.
then the second part.
Then
The second.
that's the whole argument. Whether armament Haki protects you from devil fruits.
No,
But even
No, it does not.
okay,
even
so
conquerors, I'll say.
okay, let's say he turns into a toy. Do you?
Nikki?
Okay, let's say that Kaido turns into a toy. Do you think that he'd be able to like knock her out and turn back to normal, or?
Of course he can knock her out.
No, but if she
How?
gives the
Can you use Conqueror's Haki as a toy?
Unless she makes a contract first, then what's it called? Yeah, he could beat her. That's how.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Trying to fight her, you know.
I was
Like, can
thinking
you
when she.
use Haki as a toy?
No. Of course
Yeah, I think so,
you
right?
can.
No, because nobody was. If that was the case, how
Yeah,
come nobody was
Well,
fighting
they were
back
all
down
weak,
there?
right?
Yeah, they're all
weak, right?
Yeah,
No,
Sugar
even
the Beast.
heroes.
Sugar, if
Heroes
Sugar turns
Yeah.
you into a toy, she tells you what to do at that point, and you have no control. You just have to do exactly what she
No, but
says.
Yeah, that's what I
she
thought.
told it to one person was left out. He had no such deal, and so he was able to do everything willingly.
Yeah. She has to
Yeah,
do that
but,
right when she turns you into a toy. If she
Yeah.
doesn't, then it doesn't work that way.
Or if you hit her before, I guess if you're strong enough, you still knock her out.
I was thinking even if he just like yelled at her or something, it would blow her away and knock her out. Like,
But not in small, tiny things.
But
like,
they don't
not
got
as a
love.
small, tiny toy.
But then,
I don't know.
so you don't think there's any way to defend against devil fruits using conquerors or armament? Then is that what
Not
everyone's
their
saying?
effects. No,
Okay,
not their
can I put something into this discussion?
Of course,
Yeah, go
buddy.
on.
Do you guys remember the fight between Luffy and Monet?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Luffy escaped out of Monet's ability by using his Conqueror's Haki.
Hey, get him,
That's
Zed.
cool. Oh no, that's cool, but that's headcanon. Come on, guys.
No, that's what
That's
happened.
not headcanon.
We saw that like this guy. Don't try that, man.
Oh no, man.
We saw that
Wait,
happen.
Luffy did what?
Luffy
Yeah, I don't
was
remember that.
about to freeze because of Monet's ability, but Luffy then remember what Zoro said about like trying to get things straight, and he like uses his Conqueror's Haki. Like we can see a wave coming out of his like eyes, which generally signifies Conqueror's Haki, and then he escapes from the ability of Monet's.
Wait, are you talking when she already captured him?
Yeah.
When she put him in that little
Like
dome
Luffy
thing.
was lying on the ground, like freezing, and like he just escaped out. And even like Dofi, when Aokiji like froze him, like Dofi just broke out of it.
Oh my god, this Zed, thank you. There was two great examples, man. Fuck,
What?
I
Wait,
forgot about
but
that.
wait. No, you're right. Luffy used King's Haki in that moment. But just as
And so did Dofi.
King's Haki works,
No.
he used it to overpower
You're breaking up, Will.
mind.
You're breaking up,
Not
man.
to break out of her power. I just rewatched the scene. I can send it to you if you want.
No, we can't hear what you're breaking up. We heard you.
I
but
heard.
like,
Yeah, we're just saying you were breaking up a bit, Will.
Oh shit. Okay. Good. Like he used King's Haki to put her off, like to throw her off. Sorry. He did nothing more. He wasn't completely frozen or something. He would.
Exactly.
But Dofi was frozen by Aokiji, right?
No, Dofi.
No, but that's different. That's different.
Why is that different?
Because
Yeah,
he got frozen to the core. Clearly, he wasn't frozen to the core here, Nikki.
I wasn't even saying that there is no possibility for those guys to be able to break out of ice.
You're breaking up again, man.
I agree that they can. But the question is not can they break out of ice with King's Haki? The question is,
Are you
can
saying the
they
part where she
actually
made the
defend
dome?
devil fruits with
Yeah.
Are you guys? You're talking about the part where she made the dome for Luffy?
Yeah.
Okay, he does a jet Gatling gun and breaks out of it.
No. But the fact is, he used conquerors to essentially nullify the effects of a snow fruit. Right?
Okay, like,
no, he did not
Where do you see
nullify their
that?
effects. He
No.
just used conquerors
Look.
to wake himself up and to overpower him.
Wait. When I say
Okay,
nullify, I mean,
guys.
when I say nullify, right? I mean, obviously he was getting cold at that time, right? All the snow was coming and all that stuff. He uses conquerors. He wakes up.
Where do you talk about? Where is he
anymore.
using conquerors? I'm watching it right now.
I'll just send the link in the chat box. All right.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, you're doing it in the chat? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I just
When his eyes go white.
Okay, I'll just put it on the live hangout.
When his eyes go white, and you can see it. There's a wave, like what Zed said. It signifies conquerors, man.
Hold on 1 second.
I posted in the live chat for everyone who wants to see it.
I posted on this group chat of Google's Hangout.
Yeah, no, just for the guys who are listening or whatever, if someone wants to see it too.
And the same thing with what Zed said about Dofi. Like, how did you think Dofi escaped being frozen then?
Again,
maybe he used his strings, Nikki. Maybe.
Oh, shut up.
Again, I'm fine if King's Haki can break ice, I'm fine. But the question was, can King's Haki defect or defend from devil fruit powers? That's the question.
We know it
can.
It does.
And then, why does? Okay, so we just gave an example of. Okay, Dofi's a better example, obviously, but how does that not count?
Okay. So here, let's.
From devil fruit powers.
Why is Dofi a bad example?
That's getting out of ice.
A better example.
No. That's just getting out of ice. That's not defending from devil fruit powers. That's different.
How is it
But
not?
the devil fruit powers what turned him into ice. How's that? Yeah, like what?
Because it's an effect. We are talking about whether you could
We're
actively.
talking about an effect, though.
No,
like if it turns into a toy, that's the
Aokiji.
effect of the devil fruit.
Wait. Let me say this. Aokiji froze him by distance. That means he froze the air around him. He was not frozen to the core. Therefore, he was just getting out of an ice block.
The whole ground was frozen.
Defending from his ability would be if Aokiji touches you, you could actually not freeze by hacking up. That's defending. That's not what Dofi did. Dofi just broke out of an ice block.
Tell him ice block. Tell him.
What? How
Nah, man.
Nah, you tried to do some
But what I'm saying is that
one.
Aokiji froze the floor. He didn't just freeze the air.
No. That's what Will's saying. No, Will's saying that. He's acknowledging that he froze the floor. He's acknowledging that the air froze around him. But what he's saying is because Aokiji didn't make physical contact with him, he's not like his body temperature didn't drop. His inside.
No, I don't believe that. I just think that Aokiji didn't want to freeze him to death.
He did not freeze. He didn't freeze him like Jozu.
I think it's because he didn't want to.
He's saying he didn't freeze him, but what he did was he encased him in ice. That's the difference.
Yes. Thank
It's
you.
not,
Thank you.
It's encasement. That's what it is. That's what he's saying.
So what's the difference between Dofi using Haki in that case and Nico Robin if she used Haki when he touched her then? What would be the difference?
Because if she touches you, he actually takes your body temperature deeper. So he freezes you to the core, same as Jozu. Jozu got frozen.
But I feel like he could have. I feel like he could have froze Doflamingo too if he wanted to.
But touching him.
But that's what he did, though. It's just
no, I mean like to the bone.
So why didn't he just put up a wall against the wave? He froze the actual wave.
Okay, how can you not like prove that?
But he froze the air to the wave, then he froze a small chunk of the wave, and then he had contact and everything else to freeze it.
I feel like Aokiji can blow on your face and you would freeze.
Yep,
that's a little.
Same thing.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like now, you guys are being semantics using two-piece right now.
That's like saying Sir Crocodile can just suck in air in front of you and then you dry out. That's literally the same thing.
No, it's
not. That's crazy. That's crazy. No,
he specifically said his hand he has to touch in order to dry that out.
That's what we are saying is the same thing for Kizzy.
No, that's what you're saying. That's not what Aokiji said.
Did not say that.
Aokiji didn't say the opposite too. That's why we are arguing it.
We've seen.
There's no proof.
Okay. But Aokiji has frozen stuff.
Okay, so let me ask this then. So he would never be able to freeze. Well, let me ask as opposed to making a statement. Could he ever freeze Ikainu then?
By touching him, maybe, but not without contact.
But Aokiji said if you put her in the shower, you put Nico Robin in the shower and let her melt off for a while.
Okay,
so if he overheats himself, he ain't never gonna be able to freeze.
Because
so you're saying he can't freeze?
Would get upwards again. How to say this? If you would have put a fire launcher onto Luffy, and you would have cracked out all the ice inside, there would have been a non-frozen Luffy. Instead of Nico Robin was actually frozen because he touched her, because there was contact.
Okay, so you're just saying essentially because they Akiji touched Nico Robin, it was are you saying that's the only reason that she was frozen to the bone, right?
Yeah, that it was colder, that her body temperature dropped, and that
okay.
He's saying that
Wait, let me just ask this question, right? How does this dispute the fact that Luffy go out using Conqueror's Haki?
He's saying it's different.
No, I'm saying it's fine that Luffy got out of Conqueror's Haki, but I'm just saying Luffy just got out of an ice block with Conqueror's
Luffy,
but he still just cracked an armor of ice around him. That's it.
What you're here, look. If Doflamingo got frozen the way Robin did, he's not breaking out of the ice, Nikki.
Yes, exactly. Because he is the ice at that point.
Yes.
He would break himself.
But what I'm saying is, he could have like armament Haki, or he could just be that strong so that it's not like affecting him that much physically.
Yeah, exactly.
That's potential.
We've saw.
That's like that's like Naruto with a genjutsu, man. Like that's
we saw Baby 5 shoot him in the face point blank, and we didn't see him use armament Haki or anything. And he just sat there on the phone. He didn't care.
Yeah.
No, he probably used the invisible armor Haki.
And then when he got the gamma knife, he's still he's holding in his organs and running around. He's obviously a physical tank.
Exactly. Like I'm just saying, like
he was using strings the whole time.
Not only that, I feel like Aokiji didn't want to freeze him to the bone. He just didn't want him to attack Smoker.
Exact. That's what we're trying to say.
Yes.
Okay. But I feel like you guys are saying that Aokiji can't take body temperature heat away from somebody unless he touches them. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't make any sense. Like what?
Okay,
all I'm saying
that might be opinionated, but we're still back on the original topic. That still doesn't change the fact that he actually might have broken it with King's Haki, but it was just breaking out of a shield of ice, not unfreezing himself.
But it doesn't show any King's Haki.
Yeah, I don't remember
that. That's why you said King's Haki. I'm just going with what you guys said.
I think Nikki or someone else said King's Haki.
No, I said it. Yeah, me and Zed said it.
Nikki just,
He heated his strings up there. He used overheat inside his body in order to break out of the ice.
How can you use overheat though without using his
Okay, guys. Okay, do you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible that because he said, "Hey, don't do that, please. That's my friend," he went to do it anyways. He just froze him to show him this is how quickly I can stop you. So that he broke out. And he's just like, "Okay, fine, I'm leaving."
I agree with that.
Yes.
So he could have done worse, but he's like, "I'm just showing you. Like, don't do that."
Okay. Yeah, since we're over this now,
that's the same thing
back to the main topic? But could we go back to the main
back
topic?
With Nico Robin, he wanted to capture her.
But he didn't. He let her go.
But
he just wanted to show him like what he could do, because he did the same thing that Luffy did.
No, but he didn't know that he wants to let her go initially.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me put it this way then, right? So you're saying the way you're putting this out is essentially because he didn't. Yeah, like, I already made that point actually. Let me just do it this way. So if Sugar touches, say, Kaido, right?
He's turning into a toy.
No, wait, let me just say, he turns into a toy, right? Whatever. And then she stops touching him and he just conquers Haki. Does he not become a toy anymore?
No, he's already a toy.
What?
That's what we mean. Like, for example, that's like saying if you Haki yourself. No, that's like saying if you Haki yourself up, you would evade Fox's slow beam. That's not logical.
Yeah.
Okay, Don Chinjao, he couldn't use Conqueror's Haki. We know he has Conqueror's Haki. He couldn't use Conqueror's Haki to get out of the toy.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. So yeah, you turn.
But his Conqueror's Haki's weak though. He's I'm comparing him to Kaido. I'm not saying Sugar's thing doesn't work on everybody else.
We are not saying
no, but Sugar's way weaker than Don Chinjao compared.
Wait, did Don Chinjao get turned into a toy?
Yes. Well, why are you talking about whether he would get out of it? The question is how to not get into it.
No, it's because I'm using that example of the Dofi one you made about him not touching Dofi. About Kiji not touching Dofi, and I'm just saying once they let go, right? Why can't the person just break out using their conquerors?
No, because
Sugars. Well, you think she?
Because remember what we said before, if Sugar gives you that contract, then you can't do nothing. So Sugar put that contract on Chinjao, which is why you couldn't do anything.
Besides the contract, whatever. Like I'm trying to go with you. Like I don't believe it. I'm just trying to go with your kind of thought, like where you're going with your thinking. So all I'm saying is, once she let's go with you. Why can't someone like Kaido just be like Conqueror's Haki, break out of it? And it's like,
why do you think anyone could break out of it with work?
Because I'm saying the level of Conqueror's Haki that Yonko have to have is essentially.
It doesn't matter because that's not how Conqueror's. It doesn't. No, Nikki, I'm being serious for real. This is why.
No. You think he could knock her? No. He's just explaining that. He thinks he knocks.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that doesn't make sense, and we're not told that in the story. Okay. Literally in the story, it's stated.
How does it not make sense?
Hold on. Literally in the story, it's literally stated the only things that stop Devil Fruit abilities or negate them is Blackbeard's thing. That's the only thing. Blackbeard. That's it. That is the only thing that can.
Well, Blackbeard is a devil. He uses a devil fruit.
But we don't know.
A devil fruit counteracts another devil fruit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's definitely true. We know that.
Luffy and Enel.
We're not talking about devil fruits against devil fruits.
Well, yeah.
Blackbeard takes away.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Okay, fine. I get your point about that.
I mean, let's say like this: if Sugar touches you and you're actually able to use your King's Haki, I guess if you're strong enough, you could knock her out and you get out of that state again.
There we go.
But I don't think you can use the King's Haki in that state because you already are her slave.
Yeah.
But you're not going until she puts the contract on.
Yeah,
no one kept his devil fruit. No one kept his devil fruit. So why would they keep her?
Fine. Let me ask you this. How did Kiros run around the whole town?
Exactly. Give him the contract.
This is how he got to run around. It's because she said she forgot to do it. Literally, Kiros. She could no, Nikki. Hold on, Nikki. No. Literally, when Kiros first got turned into a toy, they threw him away. They could have still put the contract on him. They just forgot to do it. That's it.
Yeah.
But they had to catch him. That's why they was always trying to catch him. Yeah. If he keeps going and keeps running around, you never catch him because he was fast as fuck. That's what it was. Like,
but if Sugar initially turns into a toy and says,
"She can put it on you." Yeah.
This is your contract. Then you're already fucked.
You're done. Yeah, you're.
We're not disagreeing with that. We're not disagreeing with that. We just saying the fact if she doesn't, then Kaido, like even then instantly, let's say she touches him in that same instance, and she's about to say, whatever, and he just screams. There's nothing she can do.
I don't know, right?
I mean,
who knows?
That's an assumption that he can use his King's Haki in that state, with which we.
He should be able to because he's still himself. Yeah, he has full control over himself because she hasn't given him the contract.
And I know you're making anymore. But I know you're making a point about Dungeon Chow, but I'm just saying, I'm saying top tier people. Sugar to me can turn everyone that's like Vice Admiral level into a toy. Anyone above that, then that's different.
I think she can turn everybody into a toy.
But I can agree that if she actually is not quick enough to make the contract, that you maybe knock her out with King's Haki or whatever if you're strong enough. But that still doesn't take out the fact that she's probably able to turn everyone, independently of their power level, into a toy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about power level.
You know what's funny?
Yeah, I don't think it matters about power level.
We haven't seen any power defending with armament. So
isn't it weird that Sugar never went to sleep the entire time that Doflamingo's been at Dressrosa?
10 years she's been up.
Yeah. It's like, no, these grapes keep me up.
That's crazy.
Mario was sleeping. That's no problem. Sleeping is no problem.
No, but with her, once she loses consciousness, they turn back, right?
No, but Big Mom's home is.
I think it's like
even attached to the people. Sleeping doesn't.
I think it's the difference between losing consciousness and getting knocked out. Like,
didn't she say that's why she always eats these grapes or something like that?
I don't
know. So she doesn't have to sleep.
What is that doing?
I think she eats these grapes because she got them and that she loves them so much. I don't know.
I thought it was because like they never like she never got tired because she was always eating those sugars.
Would you try finding that for me? I would really be interested in that fact.
Let me try 1 second.
Thank you.
And anyway, my point about this is like we don't know what the full extent of what Haki can do. Like we've seen a bit. Like I didn't think it could start hurting ships. Like Shanks is just walking onto Whitebeard's ship, breaking it. Then it's only his conquerors. All I thought it could is knock out people, but it can like affect inanimate objects and stuff like that. So all I'm saying is, I don't think it's far-fetched as a logical step if you armament and conquerors. That's if you develop them enough to the highest level possible, someone's devil fruit like sugar does not necessarily affect you. That's all I'm saying.
Because that's what I'm saying, Nikki. It's been stated that it doesn't work that way.
Well, we did it. As they said for certain.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I don't know, man. The One Piece bus is big, man.
Man, I don't know. Like I'm kind of agreeing with what he's saying because you should be able to because with Katakuri doing what he's doing, it's a theory that his hardening Haki is so much more so now, because he grinded out in that third. But if that's the case, let's say your hardening Haki is just so much more like Enel. Like let's say Enel's Haki is just way better than Luffy's. Can he then infuse his Haki with lightning to damage Luffy?
I don't think
you can infuse immaterial stuff with lightning.
Why wouldn't you be able to?
I think you should
because it's immaterial. It's like saying infuse the air with Haki.
You can infuse Haki into a weapon. You should be able to infuse Haki into that.
Immaterial, like non-material things, you cannot infuse them with Haki because they have no surface.
Didn't Akainu? I mean, I see.
Smoker puts Haki around himself, his smoke.
No, Smoker turns himself back into his normal state and then Haki's up. That's different.
No.
Never Haki that random smoke. No one of them showed Haki on their element except for Katakuri. But Katakuri has material things to Haki up. Not true. Aokiji Hakied up
because then that's like saying like Logias don't really need Haki then, Like the only reason why they have it, I mean, not necessarily because how many people
take someone hit Kizaru? Haki without Haki, you don't do any damage.
Well, as far as a fight, yeah, but as far as defense, how many people are really going to be able to hit, Kizaru or anybody else that's like that? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Well, the part I'm trying to make is if, like, kind of what Theory said, if you're developing your Haki to this umpteenth degree, to where you can just do whatever, then at some point you're going to be able to trump someone's devil fruit. You have to be able to.
And it's actually stated as well. Don't forget, the way Rayleigh explains armor Haki as well, it's an invisible armor, right?
Right.
So as soon as you defend your body, essentially, like if you develop it strong enough, that's all I'm saying.
That's weird.
But it doesn't negate. It doesn't negate.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying. Look, all I'm saying is, if you develop it strong enough, then essentially, it could necessarily stop some of the effect. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying 100%. That's like this boom.
Here's the thing: when Marco and Vista kicked Akainu, he was like, "All right, it did hurt him, but it didn't negate his doubtful. He could still heal."
Exactly.
Because they were weaker. The Haki's
weaker. Yeah, the Haki was weaker.
Come on, Nikki. Every point we give you, Nikki, to like shut it down, you just say so. Come on.
Because that's what points against them. You're not making like.
Their Haki's weaker. I agree with that they
exactly.
Haki was weaker. That's why he kept their intangibility. But But that's affecting your own devil fruit. I don't see.
So do you think
your stronger Haki that makes you unaffected by other?
That's what I'm saying.
But it does in that case when Luffy against Doflamingo.
Okay, let me ask you this. What about Big Mom, right? What about Big Mom? She literally can't be affected by anything, right?
But that's not her Haki. That's just her. That's literally just her body.
But we don't know that.
What do you mean? It was before her devil fruit. Before she even got the devil fruit.
What do you mean what do you mean with she's not affected though? You mean the rockets?
Yeah, like rockets, fucking the giants attacking her with swords and stuff.
Anything, yeah. That's got to be her conqueror's Haki.
It's not though. We saw her as a kid, yo.
That was her conqueror's Haki then.
No.
Yeah, just because it wasn't hard or anything, that was just conqueror's Haki.
We didn't
That's
see.
gotta be that.
We didn't see her use conquerors like in the way Oda usually portrays it.
Armament, not conquerors back then. If anything is making her this iron balloon, then it's a subconscious version of armament Haki.
Okay, but can you guys say for 100% certainty that's not a form of armor Haki? Because
Of
apparently
course
it's the
we
beast
can.
at 5.
Of course.
You can say 100% certainty.
Of course.
What are
I
we
just
talking
said
about?
yes. I literally just said yes, Nikki.
What do you mean?
Okay. Then why is she invincible at 5 years old then? Why?
What?
Because it's her body. Why is Kaido called a beast and not a human? Because it's him, it's his body. You know what I mean? Come on, Nikki.
But do you know for certain why?
Of course we know. I don't know why. I don't need to know why yet, Nikki. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't know for certain, so how can you
know
make
it's not
these
Haki?
statements? How do you know?
I see you trying to play semantics, Nikki. I like your.
No, I'm saying no. I'm making a point. I can't say for 100% certainty it is. I can just believe it is. But can you say 100% is like 100% it's not?
Of course, because it would have been because we already know what Haki is. There's no point in Oda like
how they haven't explained it to the fullest. This the Katakuri
No,
apparently.
No, I'm just saying, Nikki, all I'm
the
saying
fact that
since we know what it is, like before in the pre-time skip when they were using Haki and we didn't know what it was. Okay, I get why Oda didn't fully explain stuff, but we already know what it is. We already got the explanation. There's no point in hiding it anymore.
Here's the thing, Nikki. It's not.
We got explanation.
No, it's
about
still
the
it's like
basics.
it's still a reason to hide it because it's another degree.
Exactly. We got explanation about the basics.
Come on, guys.
No.
Because that's the whole thing with Haki has been going this whole time. We didn't realize Shanks had Haki then when he fought the Beast Dog. We didn't realize that Zoro and Luffy had Haki when they clashed at Whiskey Peak. We didn't realize that Luffy Loki. Yes, they did, bro. We saw that was Haki then, man. I'm telling you, when Zoro and
what did they do?
And Whiskey Peak when Zoro and Luffy fought, that was clash of Haki at that point.
Wait,
Zoro and Luffy.
How do we say that though? How do we know? Like
because you've seen the aura on them in that.
No, I mean Luffy.
I'm telling you they did it, man. I'm telling you they did because right after that, when Crocodile and when Crocodile first fought Luffy, he thought that one of the times, as far as the last time, I'm gonna say that he thought that Luffy was using Haki then, and he realized it was just the water or the blood on his knuckles. But I still feel like it was Haki too. But he was under the impression then, huh?
Zoro used Haki then, yeah.
Zoro and Luffy used Haki then. That was their awakening for Haki and Whiskey Peak.
Says that. Crocodile doesn't.
Yes, he did.
No, that's like you saying Zoro has King's Haki.
He's confused why he's able to still touch him. That's what he's confused about.
He doesn't make no aura around you. That's King's Haki. So you're
he started questioning himself. He started.
Are we talking about King's Haki or just Haki?
No,
I'm talking about regular Haki.
Yeah, Zoro used Haki back then.
When?
Zoro used it with Mr. One. Zoro used it against Mr. One. If you remember all the building was falling down on him, and he just stood. He stood in the same place and he dodged all the things. He's like, it's almost like I know where they are. And then Mr. One turned around and saw he was still alive. And then he saw it's like I can sense everything, the vibrations of everything. And then he turned to the tree next to him and he swung with his sword. He's like, if I don't want to cut it, it doesn't cut. And he swings it against the leaves and it doesn't cut the leaves. He's like, if I want to cut it, and he swings his sword and he cuts the building.
Do you know that's
the stone rock that was next to him? Yep.
Yeah, that's Haki, bro.
No, it's not, dude.
How did he sense with his eyes closed how the things were falling? He was able to dodge. He was able to dodge the falling bricks with his eyes closed.
Observation.
There's literally an entire flashback that Zoro has of him and his master, when his master is telling him how when there are some swordsmen who can cut anything. And then he said the mark of a true swordsman is when you can both cut anything and cut nothing. And then in the part that you're talking about, Zoro starts talking about how all of the things in his environment, it seems like there's like a breath to them, how he can hear them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just like
no, hold on. What I'm trying to get to is that in the series, it seems like everything has a voice. That's the best way to put it.
Okay.
And what I'm trying to say is Zoro cutting steel. It's because he was able to
hear it.
Well, if we could just pause for
feel
1
it.
second, if we could pause 1 second, if we go back to this chapter that just passed, where Luffy says, I could hear the voice of a strong person inside that house, and they go, Haki!
Ooh.
Fucking Billy Bob!
Look at Billy! Look at Billy with the clutch!
Billy W! Billy W.
So different though. Like,
fact
what about the flashback? Like, what did that mean? Why
Okay, but with Zoro, I'm not talking about. Okay, I think it might be sensor, it might be armor, I don't know. But the part where he literally senses, like, the time slows down, and he puts his arms at his side, and he dodges all of the falling building, all the falling debris. I know that's Haki 100%. And then he says, like, I feel the vibrations of things. I feel like that could be sensory Haki, and that's how great swordsmen know how to cut things, because they can sense exactly how to apply pressure.
I'm gonna take it back further. Before, when they went on to the Grand Line and he got a sword.
So what I was gonna say is that I agree with the fact that I agree with the opinion that that was observation, but just because I mean, suppose you're right? That is observation.
I'm right.
You're right. That doesn't that doesn't take away the argument has shifted. We have a different topic. The previous topic was that.
Wait, can you hold on before you switch back? Can you remember what you said?
Listen, even if that's observation, right? We saw observation. We don't know the full extent of Haki. Katakuri said, well, there's a level beyond the armament Haki. All of that does not take away the fact that it's pretty much canon that only Blackbeard's Devil Fruit negates.
That's what I said.
So Haki really.
What about Sea Stone?
Sea Stone doesn't negate. Sea Stone takes away your
Sea Stone negates. Sea Stone negates.
Really? Sea Stone doesn't negate. Sea Stone takes away
yes, it does.
your stamina.
No, Sea Stone drains your power. It doesn't negate.
Yeah, it drains your stamina. That's it. You cannot technically use your Devil Fruit, but you still don't.
Can I have my input?
So why didn't Marco still feud?
Yeah, Marco was not using his Devil Fruit power.
Can I have my say, please?
Heavens, go ahead.
You go for it.
Yeah, it's the only thing that Blackbeard's Devil Fruit, because Luffy could stretch his head when he was underwater, or when he was fighting Arlong, so it doesn't negate. But the thing about Haki, the thing about Haki,
never mind.
The thing about Haki is that Haki really specifically said this is a way you can hurt even low-grade users. This is like an invisible armor across your body with which you can hurt Devil Fruit users. And he flinched his finger against Luffy's head and hurt him. So at that moment, if he flinched hard enough, right? If he flinched his finger so hard that Luffy just went back so hard and he kept his hand in his hand, Luffy would have still stretched like rubber and be hurt. That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't negate
the Haki. No, the Haki does negate some of it.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't negate it. It doesn't lose. It doesn't lose.
Negate literally means to shut it off.
Yeah,
literally.
With Luffy, he can no longer stretch and not be hurt.
No, he can. Dude,
he can't stretch. He can't stretch.
We've seen when he's fighting Doflamingo, dude. When he goes Gear 4, and he puts on the Haki, literally, what's it called? When Doflamingo talks about how it's still stretchy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is his Haki still like?
Well, the thing is, it's because there's with the Gear 4.
No. This is gonna turn out. This is gonna turn out in a whole hour again.
Hold on. When it goes to the Doflamingo thing, when Doflamingo did like that kick to his stomach, which normally would have like hurt Luffy really bad, his stomach bent inwards a little bit because it was full of air. So instead of kicking a block, which doesn't have any give, he kicked like a hard balloon, which does have some give.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
No, it was his Haki. He was surprised that his Haki was rubbery.
Even with Cracker, like for example, when Cracker went into Tankman, he hacked up his sword and went straight for Luffy's stomach, and he said, "What is this? This is even more elastic than else. I cannot even hit it with my sword."
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
he was hacked up completely. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, the thing is, with that one, when I rewatched it again, it was almost like Luffy made like a little vortex and grabbed his arm. Like it's almost like his stomach like moved inward so that the sword wasn't piercing it, and his stomach grabbed his forearm and kept like pulling him in and grabbing like the next part of him and pulling him in until it shot him backwards.
But there was still a sword at the start.
But
so
I mean, like,
still
I was thinking that maybe Luffy
made contact, like never really.
Like it's possible that he moved his stomach back, but I did rewatch it. He didn't use his sword wasn't black at that time, but I remember before when he cut Luffy, his sword wasn't black. I don't think so. I think his sword was special. I can't remember, but
No, when he cut Luffy, he had Haki.
Yeah, he did have Haki.
Yeah,
but
when he cut Luffy, he had Haki.
Because I rewatched the anime, and his sword it's not black.
The anime's garbage. Go buy the manga.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember the manga, but it was like
let me see if the manga shows something.
I just want to say that
in the manga, his sword is still black when he cuts them, but it's not when he uses Tankman.
So maybe he was out of Haki at that point.
That's what I always assumed. I assumed he was out of Haki.
He was fighting for 11 hours.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't. Dude,
he was fighting for 11 hours.
He's a commander though on a Yonko. He should be able to fight.
It don't matter. You got. Come on, man. You got a certain point where you're gonna run out of time.
How long did Jack fight for?
5 days.
Exactly. I know he's
no.
Don't get me wrong. I know he's a zone, but let's take two days off. All right. Still, he should be able to fight for 1 day, like a whole day.
Nah, how do you know? Maybe Jack can only fight for 5 days because he's a villain. Huh, Nikki?
No, that's what I said.
He's a fishman and a Zoan. Yeah, so it's not like he's a regular guy that's a Zoan. He's a fishman who already makes him 10 times stronger than a regular dude.
Jack's
and a Zoan.
But that's the point I'm trying to make, though.
We can't hear.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
He's half fishman, so I guess it's just half time, 5 times, or 2.5.
No, still human.
Fine, and what about the admirals? About Akainu and Kiji fighting for 10 days, apparently.
Oh, they're admirals.
Yeah.
So you don't think commanders can, maybe not on the same level as admirals, but you don't think they can fight an admiral then?
Of course I think they can fight an admiral. They can fight with an admiral, but they're not winning. They're like, except Ben Beckman. Ben Beckman. No, Ben Beckman.
You can be really strong and be at a high level and not have stamina.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell him.
I don't know.
I don't know. I agree with that, bro. Look at Katakuri. Like,
look at my.
What do you mean? I think Katakuri's got stamina.
He was getting stressed out because Luffy was dodging.
Yeah, that's probably the first time what's happened to him. Like,
he had to go take a snack break.
And Luffy's had a lot of firsts this arc.
And Luffy's like, we all know Luffy's still good to go for a long time. Like, he's barely been taking damage in this fight.
Well, he's taking a bit of damage. That's not.
But like, look back to Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci was kicking the crap out of him, making him spit up blood like multiple times. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Then Luffy found out his inner strength, man. That D.
Yeah, but Luffy hasn't even gone full power. He just did right now.
But I feel like Katakuri is going easy too. Like
he's not though.
Yeah,
he already said he's not.
Exactly. If you think, what do you mean? If you can actually honestly say that.
What?
I didn't hear a word he said.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Do you think that's his full extent of his abilities right now?
Katakuri? No.
Well, that's what I'm saying to telling you guys. Like, this guy, even Cracker, to me, Cracker could have gone more ham if he wanted to.
But the thing was, Luffy went gear 4th right away with Cracker, pretty much. Like, this guy, like, Luffy's been fighting him, sort of figuring him out. He already kicked him in the face in base form, so.
That's because Cracker didn't really have anything.
Cracker could do more. Look at what he did when he went Tankman. There was a whole bridge, the whole surroundings were out of Crackers.
Okay, I heard a bit of what he said, but I'm assuming he said, I heard him say Tankman and surroundings.
By Crackers.
Yeah, Crackers is a weird fight, because essentially if it wasn't for Nami, Luffy would be dead. So it's like...
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I said, look at how Crackers fight, like when Luffy went Tankman, how the whole surroundings were Cracker. Like everything, the whole bridge, everything was Cracker. So I don't know if Cracker could do more. He obviously showed signs of awakening. He turned the surroundings into Crackers.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got awakening.
He was clapping and making crackers out of nowhere. There was the whole floor made out of crackers. He obviously turned the ground into crackers, into surroundings.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I just didn't see any trees or anything.
I think his awakening is different than like others. Like how Luffy's, I feel like it's gonna be different than Katakuri's and Doflamingo. I don't think they're gonna constantly keep making it to where it's gonna be like a rubber house or anything like that, because it's gonna get pretty, you know.
I mean, it's 2 out of 2 now. 2 confirmed awakenings out of 2 turn their surroundings into their objective power.
But they're kind of they're weird objects though. It's like
Who cares if they're weird objects? It's One Piece, dude.
No, weird. I mean, not weird objects. Weird devil fruits, essentially. So
I know.
So
see, but one has strings, one has mochi, and one has rubber. And you're telling me not all of them could turn their surroundings into that? I would say the strings are the most crazy part.
And
I don't think Luffy can turn the surroundings into rubber.
No, but I would say the strings are the crazier idea than the rubber.
Not really, because he's producing the strings. Luffy doesn't produce rubber.
But
not yet.
Yeah, exactly. Not yet. Not without his awakening.
Yeah.
But these individuals before awakening are producing this stuff. Like Doflamingo was producing.
How do we know that Katakuri hasn't been using awakening this whole time?
Yeah, like think about it. If Katakuri was a young fellow when he was going around, maybe he was using his devil fruit the same way Luffy was doing. He was just blowing himself up and doing the same attacks Luffy is doing. Then at some point he figured out instead of blowing himself up, he could just fill himself up with more. That's what I think. He learns from this.
But how can rubber fill your? You can't.
He just
like
makes
rubber
more.
properties don't
He
work
just
like
makes
that.
more. He just makes more.
Yeah, that's all he's gonna do. Like a gear third punch, instead of air, it'll be more rubber in it.
You know how much more
I can see that with
I can see
Culverin.
that. I could see that.
I can see that when he does Culverin, because I didn't know how long his arm is going to keep stretching. So I can see that in that sense, but I don't.
That's what Shady is saying. He's saying Gear 4 is already awakened, especially because of Titan, where this attack was never ending, going on and on and on and on.
It's not awakening though.
It's not.
Wait, but we are seeing his devil fruit sign on his chest. That could be a hint to awakening. No,
I don't think it's completely
disregarded.
Well, it can mean he's closer to awakening, but it doesn't mean he's awakening.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry. Then we're talking about the same thing. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said not even close or something.
Oh no! I agree. It's like, to me, it's like one step behind, like from awakening.
If it was awakening,
like,
he would have produced.
Mastering Gear 4 is mastering awakening.
Yeah, he just blew into his muscles. If it was awakening, then Dofi would have noticed probably.
No, like Dofi noticed. That's what I'm saying. Dofi
realized. Come on.
On that point, it can't
Dofi realized how he's changed his rubber consistency.
Why would that must be cycle on you? He said that he's not using his jump fruit right. Why would he say that if he thought that it was an awakening?
And then why would he explain later that this is awakening?
Yeah, when he saw what Luffy already did, you know.
He was kind of surprised the fact that he could do that with his body. That I think that's
by that logic, Doflamingo knows exactly that awakening is just turning your surrounding into something.
Or I think for Parametheus, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think it depends on the
even for
devil,
Logias.
right?
I think even for Logias.
It could be, or it could be.
Logias. No, we know Logias is best true because
but
Punk has it, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like,
wait, what do you mean?
Yeah. How did Punk have it turn into like an ice?
That doesn't mean that it's an awakening, Nikki.
But how did?
For real, Nikki. They had 10 days, and you see their fruits and how destructive they are already. You think the Kainu can't fill an entire island with magma in 10 days by himself?
But that was a volcano.
The volcano, dude. What?
That was a volcano.
That was awakening, bro.
Come on, man.
That was awakening.
I mean, no, maybe he actually
created the volcano.
Dig up some magma from the ground, and there was a volcano coming up because the magma has to come out.
The only thing is, if you look, it's still like that. It wouldn't still be like that. It wouldn't still be solid ice and then solid lava.
Exactly.
Devil fruit Logias can affect, like if for example Kainu gets near a volcano, he can use that magma, right?
I don't think so.
Where did you read that?
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you whether you think, for example, Ace can manipulate fire or just his own fire.
He can manipulate fire because he light Sanji's match.
But that's,
like cigarette or
his
whatever.
fire.
Yeah, but that's
That's his fire.
Oh well, I thought he used his lighter and then did it. Okay.
Unless he's awakened, I don't know.
Of course, Ace is awakened. Come on, let's not play games.
The only part is if Mobius could turn the surroundings into their respective element. I'm just thinking the Mirror no Mi could literally turn the ground into a pit of fire and everyone would drop into it.
Yeah, dude.
That would be
but that's why.
Yeah.
That's why you have Haki.
Yeah. What would Kizaru's?
So you think
Kizaru's
you
awakening
can
be?
just stand on the flames?
Yeah, you just hold your breath.
Why not? If the Haki's strong enough. No, I'm being
I agree with
serious.
that.
Roman Haki's.
I think you can. You just gotta hold your breath because you're not gonna be able to breathe, right?
Yeah, there's no oxygen in the fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what would Kizaru's?
You're bringing it a little bit far. Everything we know is you can.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You know what's funny? Now that I'm thinking about it, Caesar could nullify the Mero no Mi, no problem. He just takes the oxygen out of there.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just like, Ace, you're dead.
See, Caesar is the best opponent, not Magma. Ace was just so drained from the incarceration. How do you say that? Incarceration.
So why wouldn't Kizaru be the best matchup against darkness? Light against dark?
No,
I don't think so.
Even light can't defeat the darkness. That's why.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Wait, can he retract? Like, you know where he pulled Ace towards him.
Yeah.
Can he do that with Kizaru when Kizaru is moving at high speed?
Yeah.
I think once he touches you, he can do that.
No, but he did it with Ace
once he
without
pulls
touching.
him.
No, he can pull you before touching you.
Yeah.
Because he did that with
touching
Luffy.
He just makes this. Go ahead.
Huh?
It's called Vortex. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, Vortex is when he makes the little black thing on the ground, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought that was it.
Oh, sorry. I might be.
It's
Black hole. Then. It's either Vortex or Black Hole. I forget.
Yeah,
but let me just ask this question. So, who doesn't think Okiji and Akanu's fight on Punk Hazard is not from Awakening, essentially?
No. I'm just joshing you, Nikki. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
Just saying it's not confirmed.
It's not confirmed, yeah.
The whole basic idea of the Paramecia awakening still comes back to the world surrounding yourself.
Well, not necessarily. What would law be, right? Just no room?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be sick. Oh, why are they camping me?
He putting the whole earth in a room.
I mean, wouldn't Buggy's awakening be lost devil fruit without the room? Like shambling everything? Yeah, Buggy's awakening would be shambling everything around. That would be so crazy.
Yeah.
Buggy is not without the
room. He doesn't have a room, but that's what his fruit would do.
So who wins between Buggy and Law?
You know Buggy wins. Stop.
What do you
mean? You imagine?
How can Law affect Buggy?
What? Buggy can throw Law into the ocean. What are you talking about?
Well, Law did Buggy in many ways.
Buggy to the ocean and he's dead.
How can Law affect Buggy?
You know how he could? He catches a stray dog on this. Okay, he catches a stray dog on the side too, and he switches their personalities.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely, no. The switching personality thing is definitely working. Yes.
Yeah, and you know this. He takes his heart.
How is that going to work? Buggy's
you can still squish somebody's heart.
He's a top tier pirate. That is not working on Buggy, dude.
Wait, I won't lie. Buggy might be a top tier pirate. No troll.
You all just realized I squashed that argument.
Top tier pirate.
You did. You probably did. But if Buggy went to the New World Gym and got a little bit of Haki, then he probably can.
I was thinking maybe
disassemble himself before being cut.
Disassemble himself inside the room?
Yeah, like for example, if he tries to go for his heart, he just he just chunks up himself so that there is no heart where Law is trying to grab it.
Yeah, that's
So
what
where
I'm
would his
saying.
heart be?
Like, dude, that shit's not working.
So is Buggy
No, but
awakened
he's
then?
still no. I'm saying he still has to move his heart. Like, where's he moving it? He's inside
No,
the
he
room.
just
moving it away.
splits himself up in two
But I'm
different
saying he's already caught in
positions.
the room.
But it doesn't matter though. Law controls everything inside that room. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
No,
Wait,
it's
Law can instantly get your heart?
You guys know, guys. Literally, we see when Law is trying to take his heart back from Virgo. Law literally used shambles, right? A move that instantaneously transports stuff and switches it. And Virgo.
It's because he couldn't get the room up.
It's kind of like substitution jutsu
No,
when
the
he
room
does
was already up,
shambles.
bro. The room was already up. He put the room up. He used shambles, and then when he had his heart in his hand, Virgo splits him, dude.
Yeah, because that's
faster than him though.
I thought Smoker gave him his heart though.
Yeah, that was
No,
the second time. The second time. The first time
But
he
he
actually got
cannot
it back,
only
and Virgo
switch.
like it was like Virgo let him have it just to kick him and take it back.
Oh, I got
He
you.
cannot,
No,
he
Virgo
cannot
didn't
just
let him
switch
have
the
it.
heart
Law
out. Like, he first has to
literally
hit you with his sword, then he can
Oh,
switch his heart.
we see Law do a lot of suspect things, like when he switches what was it, Rebecca was gonna slash Viola or something like that, and so he switches Viola with Luffy. It's like, why wouldn't you switch Doflamingo with Viola?
Or Doflamingo with a bird above the sea or something, I don't know.
Because Doflamingo would get slashed in the face instead of Luffy.
Dude, I'm so fucking done. These kids are so cheap.
I don't know. I think Doflamingo would have been able to react fast enough, and she would have got messed up.
But it would still be better than like putting Luffy supposed to react fast enough. How does he know?
I think Luffy was already hockeyed up and ready to go, so that's why he just switched him over there.
It's the same thing how it went with
Then,
Red Bull.
okay, the second thing is, okay, it's instead of switching them, why wouldn't you just cut her sword in half at the same time you're cutting fucking Doflamingo's head off?
But Doflamingo,
Well, he wasn't.
Because her sword is above her head and Doflamingo's right behind her.
Law couldn't really use too much of his hockey anyway.
Well, I'm just saying, Law's a weirdo with
that.
But yeah, you could have just switched Doflamingo away, which would have been the easiest way to do this. Just switch Doflamingo with any random stone that was lying around, even if it's just a meter away. Already working.
Waldo said Law bodies Buggy.
No,
Gamma
you-
knife, counter shot.
No, you know that Buggy beats any swordsman, right? And Law's a swordsman.
Yeah.
So by
Well, I'm just saying because of the room.
no,
right?
come
Yeah.
on.
Since we're so heavily into Law, can I ask you guys a question which was bothering me? Do you think
I don't know
Law
what's up
can
with you,
actually use the devil fruit without his sword?
Law?
Like if he can cut people without his sword.
Yeah,
We never seen it.
The personality without his sword.
I feel like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
We
it
never
helps
seen
him,
it, we
but he
always
probably
use
still
him.
could.
We never seen it. I know, but could he? Do you think he could do that with his finger?
Yeah, I think so. Like his thumbnail or something? I don't know.
People trying to say that the sword amplifies this sword.
It could be, yeah.
I think that's what.
Do an initial slash, which he moves through the room or something.
Yeah, it could be.
All right, guys, I'm gonna start wrapping up. So yeah, this has been a long ass stream, by the way. So any of the viewers still here, thank you for still being here. But yeah, that's fine, man. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, so everyone just shout yourselves out because I can't remember all your names.
And
Right,
guys,
okay, Billy Bob. Yeah,
can I just add one last thing?
Oh wait,
to this conversation. Remember in chapter 882 when Katakuri and Luffy were fighting, and Luffy stated out one thing that he was getting twice as big because every time Luffy dodges in a certain direction, Katakuri was already there, to attack Luffy again. So he had to prepare for 2 attacks simultaneously. So he was telling that he was getting twice as big. And in chapter 883, when Luffy attacked Katakuri and when he landed the kick, right before that, Luffy was entirely focused on blowing his hands that were swollen or something, and he does that and he quickly attacked Katakuri. Do you think that if Luffy can perceive and intercept Katakuri's perception, I think that might be the weakness that Luffy is talking about?
Yeah, I said that before in the stream already. I said it a little bit differently, but generally the idea is the same. You know how Luffy has to dodge twice, right? I think if he switches the second dodge with an offensive attack, he can actually enter a frame, a window in which Katakuri changes the future he previously saw, and therefore cannot see the current future.
Yeah, because what I saw like with Luffy and NL, it looked quite similar. Where like Luffy's like tried to study his mind off, and NL could not predict what Luffy's movement was going to be.
But see, like I personally think it's not like he had his mind off, but it's more like he actually, Katakuri cannot see the future when he actually changes the future. That's the time where you need to attack him, and that's what Luffy realized.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah,
Well,
like the basic idea is the same.
But someone else mentioned earlier as well, and I kind of agreed with them. Essentially, that when Katakuri's on the offensive, like if we find out Monday that they actually got a new form of armament, Haki, that's stronger than the basic level, that his observation Haki goes a bit down, so that's why he can't predict the future and he can take attacks. So, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
So
You're saying that this chapter is a new form of Haki?
The way it looks like. Yeah, manga stream, it sounds like that. Yeah. So
manga stream literally said this is a new form of Haki, and Jaimi's book says my Haki is stronger than yours.
Yeah, but in I forget which translation there it says that there is something that surpass Haki. Like I don't know. I feel like it's just a translation thing.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, we have to wait till Monday to find out for certain. So, yeah. But anyway, thanks for coming in, guys. So I just want to pronounce. Okay, Zed, you have to pronounce your name because it's so hard.
It's Drakeon.
Okay, Drakeon. Thanks for Willa D coming through. Thanks Nico coming through as well.
Hey.
Thanks, Dan D.
Yeah, thanks for letting me come on, guys. Appreciate it.
Of course.
No problems, man. No problems. And thanks for Billy Bob coming through.
Thank you, sir.
And
Billy
we did
Bob,
have
the regular.
Yeah, he's a regular now. And we did have Bushido Brown in for a minute, and we did have Malik. But hey, Malik, man, you gotta fix that mic, bro. All right. Anyway, thanks for coming through, everyone. I got sign out first, so you can have like a little chat first before I close the hangout.
Thanks again, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
It's good.
All right, let me just ask this question before I leave. Nico, you sound exactly like Steve-O. I swear down. Like I keep thinking of Steve-O.
Everybody keeps saying I sound like Steve-O, and I do not. I don't hear it myself. I don't know. Cause I be talking to Steve-O on Discord.
It's not the voice though. I think it's the same southern accent. No.
Try to speak a little bit slower.
No, Steve-O's like Texas, right?
Yeah.
Try
my
to
family
speak a
from
little bit
Mississippi,
slower, then you sound the same as Steve-O.
I like the stream too.
Yeah. I'll let you guys handle that part. Let me just
I get that a lot though. It's kind of crazy. Cause I was on Brago's stream before, and what's his name? Old boy be in there. He be trying to argue with everybody sometimes. What's his name?
Ty.
Yeah, Ty. I was on his. He had a stream for like 8 hours one time, and I was just up, just listening. But he be doing some stuff sometimes too. It's kind of cool. I don't know. Everybody be saying I sound like Steve-O.
Especially when you said you sound like Steve-O, you sounded like Steve-O. Yo, we still live, right?
Yeah.
Do the outro, Nikki. Where's Nikki?
Well, he left.
I gotta wait for him now.
Yeah. So I did have a question. So with Big Mom, do y'all think she might go down this arc?
I don't think so.
I don't
I don't know if she really goes down. That means there is just a small gap between her and Katakuri, which I would hate.
Because I mean, the way it's going, I definitely think that something's gonna happen to affect her to a degree, to where that Yonko status is gonna be in question.
That's already.
I think it's the fact. No, yeah, it's the fact that they came in and they fucked her whole shit up.
Yeah, they destroyed the cake, the wedding.
Yeah,
well, I mean the cake. I mean by the cake that Sanji's making.
Well, the Vinsmokes, right?
The whole building Strusen turned into a cake. That's irreversible, you know. Like, never ever gonna be a building again.
Yeah, if Strusen dies, don't that turn back? Or if he get knocked out, wouldn't that revert back?
No, I don't think so.
No, this is permanently changed.
Yeah, exactly. It's always going to be cake now.
What's done
so
is
is he
done.
awakened then?
Oh, of course, it's Strusen, second in command.
Of course. King of Lightning. Of course.
What do you mean?
You see, you said Strusen is second in command.
Of course.
So is Katakuri the right hand?
Of
Who's
course.
Who's
Think
the right
about
hand?
it. Think about it. No, Strusen's the right hand.
No, the right hand is Perospero. Perospero, what do you mean?
Now think about it. Strusen was literally her day one. You know what I mean? He was there before there was a Perospero, before there was a Katakuri, before there was an anybody. Of course, back then he was her right hand man, and I don't think that she would just switch up and give it to somebody else.
But like,
And then don't forget
couldn't he just be
Perospero
like?
was her first child, so I guess
Yeah,
once
but
he
could
took into
But like, instead of like him being a man, couldn't she more see him as like, make me sweets, make me cake?
Oh no! Dude, I think head chef. Like I think his role, like for example, he's called the head chef. That's his title. But I think they like. I don't think they have like a vice captain on the ship. It's just head chef is like the second in command, pretty much. That's what I'm saying.
Because how much important is
because of how much important food is for her, dude. Like
yeah,
what?
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, head chef's a big deal for Big Mom, dude.
I mean, she even was mentioning that Sanji was a cook. Why the hell would she take interest into Sanji?
I honestly got a theory about that. I think she's gonna kill Strusen at the end, and
gonna
give
kill Sanji?
him.
Damn.
No, I think she's gonna kill Strusen to give Sanji his devil fruit because Strusen's devil fruit when he makes food is crap.
She was gonna shoot Sanji in the head.
Oh,
so I do think Sanji can even make Strusen's food delicious, right?
Crazy.
You should be able to.
Another topic
That
again.
would be crazy.
Crazy
That's a
theory.
cool theory. That's a cool theory, actually.
Mind blown.
What did I miss? Guys talking about Strusen? Like,
Oh,
I thought-
yeah,
we're talking about
you missed it, man. You missed it.
But Sanji said he would never ever eat a devil fruit.
Well, he said he would. He said he would if right there invisible.
Yeah.
It would have purred, right? That's
We were
so funny.
talking about right hand man, who it was.
And how come nobody can see him? Like nobody can sense him? How is he able to take all these pictures?
Oh, because he's the best, dude.
Come on, man. Absalom can't be that good, man.
Yo, think about it. Think about it. If Absalom's awakening is like that chameleon guy in Hunter x Hunter, whereas you can touch him and you don't even realize he's there.
Maybe it's because he's so weak they can't sense him.
No, but you know that guy from Hunter x Hunter I'm talking about? The chameleon.
Alright,
who can hold his breath.
we'll go guys again too.
Oh, the chameleon, yeah.
Alright, guys.
Yeah.
Time to end this.
Come on Discord, guys, and can continue the chat there. So yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So like and subscribe, everybody. Thanks again for coming, and yeah. Ben, can I get any help?
I'll try. Outer Haven.
Oh, Nikki.